Rush.
Woo! He has the stick. There it is, Pizza Jams. There he is. There he is, Valo Infinity. What's up,
How's it
bud?
going?
Woo!
What's up with you?
Shit, just fucking living out this hot boy summer, son. Living
Oh
it.
yeah,
Living
hot boy
it.
summer for sure. I got the fan out and everything.
I know. I saw you.
Jeez.
Is it still snowing in Canada? Is it still
No,
a
boy,
frozen
it's
tundra over there?
28 degrees Celsius, which is like, I don't know, 38 or something, maybe 40. I don't know. I don't know Fahrenheit. I don't know.
Wait a second, what is it? 28 degrees?
You gotta convert it. It's
28
like 29 today. What is it?
to
It's 30
Fahrenheit.
degrees right now.
So it's 80. It's like 82 degrees for us.
32. Yeah, it's pretty
So-
good.
Oh yeah, you just add 32 to it. I see. Whatever. Chaotic Dex, what's up, Dex? I hope you're doing well. Pizza Jams, thanks for those little emotes you sent out there. So yeah, man, the weather is finally loosening up. We went to California, and when we left, it was like 40 when they dropped us off in the plane. And then we spent like the week in Cali, which was pretty decent weather, you know, like it wasn't the best Cali weather ever. Like it was like 60, between 60 and 70 the whole time, and sometimes with cloud covering. But that's perfect if you're going to be spending a lot of time outside in SoCal, like especially walking around and stuff. So it was perfect for like the zoo and all that. But we were like dreading coming home, be like, oh my God, I hope it's fucking summer yet when we get home.
Yeah.
And we got off the plane and it was like 70 degrees. We're like, yes, thank you. And then it's been like 90. So my God, thank goodness that the sun is back and the heat is back. And oh my God, it's been a long winter, man.
Yeah.
How was it for you guys? I know you guys, I mean, in Canada, it's always a long winter, but it finally broke.
We got hit pretty rough this year, but it wasn't as bad as some other times. Like we've had like full-on ice storms that knocked out power before and stuff like that. So, I mean, this year wasn't that bad comparatively. So, but
It wasn't
no, that weather in
bad.
Cali sounds nice. I would have liked that. Sounds comfortable at least. You wouldn't want to go there and bake and be worried about, oh, I'm gonna get a sunburn the whole time you're there.
It was good. I mean, the thing is that the sun is so powerful still down there that even through the cloud covering and the overcast, you could still get sunburnt. I have the luxury of having a little bit of melatonin in my skin, so like I just turn brown. I don't really burn too bad. I just turn browner. But yeah, like some of those, I feel bad for like the ginger ninjas who are out there like fucking wrapped up like a mummy who are who can't enjoy a nice day out at the beach. That's a sad thing. Do you burn easy? You look like you burn pretty easy.
No, I got Italian in my blood. I get
Woo!
good stuff, the good tan. Every year, I never really burn. If it burns, it peels off in a day, and it looks like a
It's just-
nice crisp chicken.
That's
underneath.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is it. Yeah, I'll get like it'll burn for like a night. Like and then the next morning, it's just like a nice bronze for me. I'm just like, oh, nice, wonderful. Which is very convenient. A lot of people pay a lot of money for that. Which, our president, or excuse me, our former president. I don't know how much he paid for that, but I'm sure he was using taxpayer money for that.
Your
spend.
former president, that is.
Oh, my bad. Oh my God. Oh gosh, you're just like, dude, don't put that shit on me.
No way. I don't need your Biden bucks neither.
Get your fucking bucks out of here. Oh, our failing U.S. dollar is just going to shit.
Well, it's better than the Canadian dollar. We're like 75 cents per U.S. dollar, so it's
but a couple years ago it wasn't like that, right? Like
in 2011 we were above you, but now it's where we're at, so we're way down.
What's going on?
We're on par with the Australian dollar right now, so.
You know what's funny is that the Australian dollar sucks right now, but like I follow and watch so many finance people or gurus or whatever who are from Australia and New Zealand. For some reason, there's like a lot of investors over there that are making YouTube and TikTok videos. I don't know why, but apparently
That's where
that's
we're going to get popular, mate. That's where we're going to get them at. We need the new ones coming in.
that was pretty good.
Yeah, I have a bit of British in me too, so and I can take the accent pretty good from New Zealand and Australia.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hear some more. I want to hear some
Oh,
more.
no. What do you want me to do? Impersonate the crocodile hunter?
Yeah,
Crikey,
okay.
mate, we're gonna get out of here.
There it is. Do it again.
No thanks.
Okay. He's like, dance monkey.
Yeah, right. You got to pay me for that part.
I feel you. I'll bit you.
Yeah,
So, have you ever? So, I had quite an experience, and I want to ask Tank once he gets here this too. But have you ever had like a super embarrassing moment in your life that like later you could look back on and laugh about, but at the moment it was like just like oh god, like I don't know, like something like you know how have you ever seen Dumb and Dumber?
yeah,
You know how like he like shits in the toilet, he's going crazy and shitting in the toilet, and it's like I don't even think he's embarrassed about it, is he? I don't even think he cares. It doesn't it like back up or something. He's trying to plunge it and shit, and he's like,
yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. Can't recall
me
exactly
neither.
what
Me,
happened as it played
but
out,
like something like that. Like my buddy, he like went and clogged up his like his stuffy girlfriend's parents. Like they're rich college professor. He like stuffed up the toilet with his big monster meaty fucking bodybuilder shits, and then had to go and ask for a plunger and stuff. So stuff like that. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to do with a bathroom or anything, but I'm just saying,
I mean,
you got any embarrassing moments that are later funny that were just like, oh God, in the moment it was just horrifying.
yeah. Well, I mean, lately a lot of stuff that I believe maybe was repressed from my childhood has been bubbling to the surface.
Oh, those are fun.
Yeah. So there was one time yeah, I mean, I used to linger around the train tracks down here and just like with my buddies and stuff. And one time I was by myself. So I just decided I would walk the train tracks. And I walked all the way like across town. I didn't know where the fuck I was, right? So I got lost.
Uh,
Um, in this day and age, I can bike down to where I was in like 20 minutes. And it's kind of, to look back on it, it's kind of hilarious because I got to a McDonald's close to the train tracks and I burst out crying, like, I don't know where I am. Help me, somebody, please. And this guy bought me a McFlurry and gave me a quarter to call my mom. So that's one of those pretty embarrassing things I can look back on now and laugh about it. So
that's not. That's kind of a. It's kind of not a bad story. Yeah, I mean, I guess
yeah, I
it
mean, I
wasn't
didn't shit
horrible.
myself or anything, but
That's
it
not
was
embarrassing. You were just a young kid who got turned around, and yeah.
yeah. Well, the embarrassing part is that now, like, I mean, literally, I was down in that area like 2 nights ago, and I know how to get there in like 20 minutes
Right.
now.
And you're just like,
So it's like it wasn't that far. I
mm,
didn't need to cry my eyes out. I could have probably maybe found my
just
way home
figured
by
it
myself.
out. Yeah.
So that's the embarrassing part, I guess. But that's
Oh my
up
god.
in my head.
That's it's not even close to what I'm about to tell you, son.
Okay. Maybe what you're gonna tell me will bring up something else, maybe
No,
more
no, just because like I had
traumatizing for me.
well, no, I only wanted to bring this up because well, first of all, it's good content, I think. It's fucking ridiculous. But it's embarrassing and you know, I'm not proud of it. TTV, what's up, rapper?
Not me.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm the former manager of the rapper. I used to manage Tank James. Just
Thanks for that
FYI.
follow, TTV. Can you spit some bars over my beat? Well, TTV, if you want to drop it in the Discord, we can use it as a because later on we're having a cipher, and where if you are interested, you can actually participate in it, and you can rap over your own beat, or you can just present your own a beat, and we'll use it for someone to rap over. So drop it in the D, and you know we'll give it a listen, and then we'll incorporate that. Oh, in the Cipher Deluxe channel, yeah. Oh
Yeah.
no, of the D. What section of the D? Yeah, Cipher Deluxe. So you'll see a Cipher Deluxe text channel, and I'm looking at what I wrote. This is old. Oh, that's not bad, I guess. That explains what it is. Jump in the D. Sign up today. Yeah, there you go. It's there. Sweet. All right. Yeah. We'll probably check it out here in just fuck it. Let's just check it out now. Who cares?
Go for it.
And then we'll tell an embarrassing story about what I do. Future trap. So wait, this is your beat? This isn't gonna get me DCMA, right?
Yeah, make sure it's not licensed.
Okay, it's not licensed or anything. It is licensed. Oh no, it's not. Okay, okay, I got you, buddy. I got you. We're going for it. We're playing it right now. Let's do it. Orbeez. I'm not much of a rapper, by the way, so I'm not gonna rap. We'll just listen to a little bit of it. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. Cause I've been blasting and laughing for so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. Me be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking or where you're walking, or you and your homies might be lying and choke. I really hate the trick, but I gotta low. As they croak, I see myself in the pistol smoke. Fool, I'm the kind of G that little homies wanna be like, on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the street light. Been spending all our life living in a gangster's paradise. This beat's hard, dude. I dig it.
Yeah.
I dig it. Look at the situation they got me facing. I can't live a normal life. I was raised out of the streets, so I gotta be down with the hood team. Too much television watching got me chasing dreams. I'm an educated fool with money on my mind. Got my tan in my hand and a gleam in my eye. I'm a loped out gangster, set tripping banger, and my homies is down, so don't arouse my anger, fool. Death ain't nothing but a heartbeat away. I'm living life, do or die. What can I say? I'm 23 now, but will I live to see 24? The way things are going, I don't know. Tell me, why are we so blind to see that the ones we hurt are you and me? All right. Dude, that's tough. That's a tough beat. That's a really fucking good beat, man. Thank you for sharing that with us. Yeah, you know what? We'll use that later on for the cipher. If you don't mind. It's a hot beat. And by the way, that wasn't my verse or anything. Just so you guys know.
Gangsta's Paradise, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I only know like old rap songs, and only if I have the lyrics in front of me. Anyways, so hey, thanks TTV. That was fun, man. Do you rap? Do you also spit bars? Spit them bars? Oh my god, I'm sweating from that.
Nope. Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Oh, you're 13? Oh my god.
No, but that beat was dope. If you're 13 and you made that, wow.
Dude, that's nuts.
Keep going.
Yeah, that's nuts. It's crazy that 13-year-olds and like just young people can just do everything. Like I learned how to use iMovie from like a 10-year-old back in the day on my Instagram is on the SoundCloud. I believe you. It's all good, Orby. You don't have to prove anything to me. If you're lying about your age, then that's on you, homie.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just gonna take you for your word, man. I believe you. Do you? Thank you so much for sharing that, Orby. We will be using that in our regular rotation for Cypher Deluxe, if you don't mind. So, thank you so much. Yeah. So, kind of getting back to what we were talking about, and I'm gonna just talk.
Go for it.
So
I'm gonna hear this embarrassing story.
Yeah, ugh, this is stupid. Okay, so we were on vacation. I've been eating like I'm on vacation. Eating whatever I want. I'm gonna start lying about my. Do it, Papa Sweet. Do it. And thank you for that melodica. For throwing that melodica. I'm gonna tell people I'm 67 so I can start collecting them checks. Yo,
Yeah.
yo, you can start collecting checks now, son. Get those Biden bucks. What? Why lie? Own it. You know what?
Question when you're still alive at 108.
Yeah. Why lie? Own it. Yeah. You know what? I agree with that too. It's like I'm 38. I'm almost 40, and I still act like I'm 10. So it's like.
I mean, I don't know about 10, but maybe 16. Yeah.
Biden bucks. Yo, that's the way we call them. I feel like I'm okay. I'll give you. How about 15? Precocious 15-year-old. How about that? How about
Yeah.
precocious 15-year-old with a potty mouth? All right, that's what we're going with. So, I've been eating like shit this whole time while we're on vacation out in San Diego. They got great food, lots of good Mexican food, just good food all around. And so the night before we went on this fishing trip, we went to Disneyland and we got home around midnight. And of course, I thought it was a good idea to just start eating burritos. I ate like almost a whole, but I was high as fuck the whole time. I was eating fucking, I was eating those, what do they call them? The capsules, the THC capsules. So I would just take like handfuls of these at a time and just be so fucked up. So I was high as fuck. I'm eating cereal, Fruit Loops at like 1 a.m, just going, and I eat and eat and eat and eat. So the next day, it's early. We had to get out to the boat by 7:30, so we had to get up real early. And we, I'm like worried about having to poop on the boat because everybody knows you don't poop on planes, boats, and buses, right? You don't do it. And I knew this. So I took probiotics and, I went poop I even went poop before I went on the boat. As you guys can tell, this is a poop story. So we're on the boat, and once we get out to sea, the fucking thing is knocking back and forth and rocking, and I start feeling sick. And so I'm using the toilet, and like I had to pee, and like the way the toilet's set up is that there's no flush on it. It's just constantly swirling down into the ocean or the reservoir or wherever it goes. So there's just water constantly swirling in the toilet. There's no flush. There's no, there's no release valve. It's just constantly going down. Tell me when it's over. Shut up, Reina. Reina. The problem is Reina's heard this story like 4 times already, and she lived it as well. Yep. So I'm peeing and like I'm sweating. I'm getting those cold sweats, and I just feel sick. And I'm just like in the bathroom, rocking back and forth. And then all of a sudden, a rumble in the jungle. It's just like, oh God, it was awful. It was just like like those feeling that cramp you get. It's just like, yeah, that's what my stomach did to me. So I was like, fuck it, we're going in. And dropped trow and I unleashed the devil onto that toilet. And I'm just, doing my thing, sitting there, just pooping on a boat. And all of a sudden, Soul the Skeleton, thank you so much for hosting. I appreciate that. So I start feeling some splashes on my scrot, right? And I'm just like, oh, what the hell? Hey, what's up, Soul the Skeleton? Welcome, man. Thank you so much for the follow. I start feeling some splashing on my scrot, and I'm just like, oh, what the fuck? But yeah, exactly. What are you gonna do? It dials the emergency line. So I'm like, the water's constant and it's always flowing. So I'm just like, okay. So I readjusted, and then my scrot wasn't getting soaked. And then all of a sudden, my scrot is all just sitting in water. I'm just like, what is going on? So I stand up, turn around, and there's this ever rising tide of shit water just rising up. And I'm looking at this horrible situation unfolding in front of me. And I'm just like, what in the fuck am I going to do? There's no flush thing. I'm looking for like a flush. I'm like, where's the flush? Where's the fucking flush? I'm panicking. I see a fucking plunger. So I grab this plunger. And just by putting like a little bit of the plunger into the toilet, like it starts to waterfall over the side. And like this big clump of shit just plops down right next to like the toilet. And I'm just like, oh! And the water's starting to spread, and it just keeps going. And the more I put the plunger in, the more it just spills over to the side. And so I hit it once and it didn't do anything. And all it did was splash water more, and it just splashed more onto the. So I was like, okay, I got to give it a little bit more pressure. So I pushed down harder on
Oh
the
God.
plunger. Water splashes out of the toilet, but also it splashes out of the sink drain. So it's all the
What?
way up. Yeah. Yeah. It's awesome. This is an old dingy boat, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, I
So
saw the stream. I saw the live stream, so I know what boat you're talking about.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah, it was an old fishing boat. It's cool as fuck, but like it was just dingy as fuck. So the plunger's not working, and by the time I pull the plunger out, the water is already filled. So it's just a constant waterfall of shit water pouring over the edges. And I'm sitting there with my pants down, trying to back away from the fucking water, like, oh God. It's just like, that horrifying thing that's going through your head that is like, oh, it was awful. And so I pull up my pants, I wash my hands, and I just roll. I don't even wipe my butt. I'm just so horrified. I'm out. And I no wonder the stream stopped so early. No, that's not what happened, Girl 2.0. So I walk out, and there's like these little like holes in the floor, in the sides of the boat, to sort of let water escape, because of the boat. And so there's one in the bathroom, and there's ones on the side of the boat. And when I walked out, I saw this little fucking stream, this little river of shit water going all the way out and all the way down the side of the boat. And luckily, everyone was in the back of the boat, and the only person that was on the side of the men's room was Reina and Bishop. So I go up to Reina, and I'm just like, "Hey, you see that stream of water right there?" It's like, that's my shit water. The toilet's overflowing, and I just took a shit. She's like, "Oh my God, I hate you. I hate you. Why do you do this to me?" And she's like, "You better go tell somebody." And I'm just like, "Oh, what am I gonna say?" She's like, "Just go tell people." So I go and talk to
Immediately go. Hey, everybody, want to hear about this cool story? So you had to. Oh my
Look, you
God.
can shake your damn head all you want. You married it. So I go and I hit up Jeremiah, and I'm like, "Yo, Jeremiah, there's a situation in the bathroom." And he's like, "Oh, okay, we'll make sure to take care." I was like, "No, no, no. There's a real situation in the bathroom." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "And if you guys need any help cleaning shit." Now, he calls to the captain and is like, "Hey, go, the head's backed up." And so me and the captain had this interaction a little bit before that, like an hour beforehand, where that was the first time I ever went fishing. So I dropped my bait into the sea, and I left my pole. I set my pole down, and I went to help my son. And the captain's over there. He's like, "You better get your pole. If that gets dragged into the water, they're gonna charge you for it." And then I was like, "Oh, okay. I didn't know. What do I do?" And they didn't tell me anything. He's like, "Look around. See what everyone else is doing." And I was just like, "Okay, asshole. You could have just told me." So anyway, so we had this little back and forth. There wasn't much. He probably didn't even think about it, but I did. Especially after he's about to go and see the fucking the murder scene that took place in the bathroom. So he just goes in there and just like takes a hose and just starts spraying it down and fucking, and all of a sudden there's just this gush of shit water that comes down, flowing off the side of the boat. Again, no one's seen this except for my wife, and as like these clumps of shit are passing by our feet, I'm just apologize. I'm just like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you have to deal with my shit all the time. And like literally, not just my emotional baggage, but like my shit, like my literal shit. There's lots of shit things that happen in this family, and it's mostly my fault. It's mostly me shitting myself. So yeah, that was my embarrassing moment that I had on vacation. Oh, by the way, if anybody is wondering, after the bathroom was cleaned out, I went in and I wiped. I couldn't just stand around or sit down with a shitty asshole, so I went and wiped.
Yeah.
And
I would have wiped too. I would have gone back and wiped out.
I had to. I was embarrassed, and then I went into the where the food was served and started just put my head down in shame and tried not to vomit.
at the same time, I would have also been sort of ashamed to go back to the scene of the crime. So
Well,
I
yeah, I
didn't.
mean, it was awful. I'm in there like wiping, and I'm like, should I even put this down the toilet? So I, so, so I wiped and then wrapped my dirty toilet paper in clean toilet paper and put it in the trash can to avoid any
The
other
same
incidents.
mistake, yeah.
I'm like, I don't care. I'm doing it like a trashy motherfucker. I don't care. I'm putting my poop paper in the trash can. And yeah, smart move. Thank you, Girl 2.0. Thank you for having my back, Girl 2.0. I appreciate it. Because my wife certainly did not have my back on this whole situation. Which, again, I don't blame her. She's had to deal with my literal shit a lot in our marriage. And there's only so much you can handle, so much shit you can take in a marriage before it just is too much shit. So, yeah, I wiped my butt. And oh, and here's the fun part. I couldn't even tip the captain because we didn't bring cash. So like we just walked off the boat. We went and got cash and brought it back, but Reina said the captain was already gone. So the guy
Mm.
just probably thought it's like, look at that fucking asshole just walking off the boat, shitting all over my bathroom. I can't even throw a tip up to the homie. Like, what the fuck? I have a story like that, so I get you.
Yeah, I don't have no stories like that.
Yeah.
No.
Which it doesn't have to be poop stories, but it's like we landlubber, yeah, landlubber. Um, it doesn't necessarily have to be poop stories because poop stories are gross. But it's hey, what's up, Yogi,
I'll try to think of
Yogi.
something more embarrassing for the next time.
You don't have to. What what do we call you? I know that you're from Reina's stream. I met you. Yeah, I'm sorry. How do we say your name? Yogio? No, it's like an anime, right? Yeah, or inspiring stories. Yeah, you can. It can be inspiring stories as well. It's a story that you inspired your community. Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay, we'll go with that. Um. Anyways, yeah. So that was an embarrassing moment, but it was. I feel like in the that it like immediately like following the incident as I'm laying down in embarrassment, this is how you know I hadn't learned anything about my mistakes in life. Is like, this is gonna be a funny story to tell on the podcast. So it's just stories. It's just podcast fodder, or inspires
Yeah,
value. I've seen lots of his art. I always wonder what sparks it. Well, that's a good question. What sparks your art, Bello?
I don't know. It depends. I mean, lately, I've been in this Ram Dass teaching course that I've been learning about the art of being here now, like sort of being present in the moment.
Hmm.
Your mind's always wandering and stuff like that. So lately, any art that I've been doing has been inspired by like sort of the process of thinking that I don't know, maybe that like the stream of consciousness that you think that you're on isn't necessarily the stream of consciousness that you're on. We get into deep stuff when we talk about, by the way. I don't know if you remember the last podcast that I was on with Mike here, but
Yeah,
we
yeah.
started talking all kinds of rambles about God and shit like that.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But no, actually go back and kind of explain what you were saying.
Well, G2 was talking about some of these paintings.
Yeah, I know.
So I did this one a little while ago. Um, this is called Balance,
Mm.
and it's sort of based on the same principle of like understanding your not your boundaries, but like levels of like what you're okay with and what you're not okay with, and finding that balance between being aware of something and being in the presence of something. Because like yeah, it's all my work is very based on sort of like not standard thinking, but very like complex like understandings of like just the way that I see things, just my perspective of any sort of different circumstance. Like that one, like for instance, was I believe the black was to represent sort of like anxiety, and the gold was to represent like accomplishment, or the black not so much anxiety, but like I have a massive case of like imposter syndrome. So when I do
Mm.
something, I usually go, "Oh, that's fucking trash. I hate that. Like, oh, it's garbage. Like I don't like it at all."
Yeah.
And like people can all day they can go, "Oh no, what are you talking about? That's really good." And I'll be like, "Why are you lying to me? Like don't lie about that." And 'cause I'm like, I just that's just me. But I'm able to bring myself to a point where I'm able to see that I'm just being that way, and it's not actually the case necessarily. But I bring a lot of that to the surface when I'm working on things. Another smaller piece, I pulled some stuff to the side to show off. I don't
Nice.
know if I've shown you this one before, but
Mm.
this one's many different shapes and many different colors, and it's based on sort of like the idea that based on the way of living that you're raised and you're brought into a culture that's like whatever, like a certain ethnicity with a certain type of father who's either wealthy or unwealthy, or mother that's wealthy or unwealthy, or doing good in the world or not doing good in the world. So you based on like conditioning. It's this one's based on conditioning. It's sort of, I guess you could say, just like, and thought pattern. I mean, different things represent different things. The blue one has a mixture of like squares, circles, and triangles. The purple sections only have triangles and circles, and then the green sections only have triangles and squares. And the red sections only have squares, the orange sections only have circles, and the yellow sections only have triangles. So it's like to say you're sorting out the differences between people. But what I bring to the surface with this is that you're looking at a bunch of shapes,
Mm.
and that's what they all have in common is that they're all shapes. And when somebody looks at this, they're going to go, what do you see? The first thing they're going to see is a bunch of shapes. And then once you start to look at it more, you start to distinguish the differences between it. Well, first of all, there's a bunch of different colors.
Mm.
Second of all, there's a pattern going on, and it's based on the colors. And so you start to see the differences rather than the similarities, but the first thing that you notice is the similarities.
Mm.
So that's kind of part of this work. There's a lot of like thought that goes into these kinds of things, but it's not like, oh, I sit here and plunder about what I'm gonna paint or whatever usually. Um, but like rather I can get deep into thinking about what it's about without having to think too much about what I'm working on.
Mm.
Because I do patterns and shapes are like a commonality for me. This one is actually wibbly wobbly. I don't think you can see the shine on it, but it's got shine to it.
Mm.
But that's got a lot of like patterns to it. So this is a work in progress that I'm going to sort of fill out the
Oh.
same kind of way with like different patterns and stuff. It's silver, black, and white so far. I'm just working off those colors.
Nice.
And then more readily available stuff is another one that's sort of based on the other one that I just showed off. This one is a print of it, but this is called like the convergence of speculated convergence of consciousness. It's based off the same idea of like conforming to a way of life, or like the way that you're raised. And I mean, I do like regular kind of stuff too. But some of my work, or most of my work rather, is based on like shapes and patterns and colors and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I really do paint like normal stuff as well, and but not a lot of thought really goes into my work too much.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So, like, is it something that sort of develops as you were, as the piece sort of reveals itself to you when you're looking for meaning, or do you have like sort of a set, like you have an emotion, or you have a set idea of what you want to put out there, or a set meaning before you start painting, or is it just something that sort of reveals itself as you are working?
Most of the time, it definitely reveals itself over time, because like the one that I have there, the silver one with the black circle, I've been working on that. It's been stuck in that stage
Mm.
for at least a month. But that was mainly because in Canada right now they put in some ridiculous stipulations about not being able to buy certain items uh, to keep people home from COVID. You can't do certain things. You can't go to certain places. They're still shut. And I couldn't buy paint. I wasn't allowed to buy paint. I was like, what the fuck are you stopping me from? We're not allowed to buy dishes. We're not allowed to buy empty like water bottles, like big water bottles. I don't know. Walmart's got these things blocking everything off. We're not even allowed to buy new clothing right now or new shoes. I don't
What
understand.
the fuck?
So that's basically only essentials. Basically, you can buy food and you can buy like diapers for your baby, and you can buy like emergency stuff. I had to sneak into one of the sections and go to the self checkout to get some paint just so I could start working on that painting again. But I definitely was like, for a while I was like sitting there thinking, oh, what kind of pattern should I do? Does this kind of pattern feel right? And I didn't want to like put too much thought into it, but it didn't. I started working on one thing and I was like, this doesn't feel right. I don't like the way that it's turning out. And I had to sort of cover it up. And I was like, well, now I don't have enough to work with. And so I left it for quite some time. And yeah, now I'm going to start working on it within the next week or so and see where that turns out. Tank is here.
Sweet.
So we can get that stuff going. I'll be back in just a few minutes.
All right, cool. While Valo goes and gets his gets Tank set up, I was gonna show a thing of what can't get it delivered. Oh, you can't get delivered in Canada. We'll ask him that. Mental. I'm gonna play a video. It's a trailer video. I think it's hilarious. I love what these guys are doing. They have a sense of humor, and I like that. So let's show this video real quick, and then we'll be back with Tank. So give us just a sec here. What am I gonna do? Yeah, I guess we'll just do it like that. Hold on, I'm gonna make it bigger so you guys can see the full screen here. No plates. No plates. Oh yeah, no plates. I'm like, what? Huh? Such a doinkus. All right, there. That looks better. All right, let's enjoy this video while Tank and Valo get set up, and we'll be right back, and we'll continue the show.
Well, where do we begin?
Who is Tank Diggs? Who is Tank Diggs? Who the fuck is Tank Diggs?
Section of my life is coming to a close. I think the cops are getting closer and closer on the run, and I think they're going to get me soon. So I'm making this video because I know you guys are going to hear some really crazy stuff about me. And I can't believe I'm going to say this. It's true.
Tank Diggs.
It's hard being this though.
What the fuck?
And there it is. And here we go. Everybody put your hands together for today's other guest, Tank Diggs. There he is, everybody. He's awesome, everybody. He's awesome.
This is true.
This is
There's
true.
there are no lies being told here today.
No lies. And Valo's behind you there.
Yep.
He-
I love Ric Flair. Woo.
Damn
I'm
right.
a huge wrestling nerd. If you ever need a co-host to do a wrestling podcast, I am your guy.
You're my guy.
So
That was for you.
I am trying to protect my my identity here, but for you, I'm gonna demask.
Okay, I understand. I thank you. I appreciate that. That helped. Yeah. So, what led to you? What led to the need to murder beats? Like, what was it that led you to have such an outburst? I mean, right now you're on the run. You know, the cops are looking for you. So, you know, I appreciate you doing this, but what got you into murdering beats in the first place? I mean, what takes someone down the dark road of beat murder?
Well, first and foremost, my grandmother always told me, if you find something you're good at, stick with it. So there's that. And also, they were totally asking for it. Like, ask anybody who knew them. They were really bad. They misbehave all the time.
Yeah,
It was horrible. They
sat
needed to go down.
They sat too close to the TV. They didn't listen to their parents. They're just asshole
had to
beats.
die. They had to die.
They had to go. They had to go. So, Tank, I appreciate you being with us, and thank you for fitting us in. I know that you're just coming in from being on the run, but tell us about One Trick Pony, man. Like, the One Trick Pony is the new album, and there's some murderous beats on there. I really dig it, man. I really dig that you sing and you're rap. You're singing, right? You're the one singing.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I dig that you sing and that you have this rap and you got melodic hooks and stuff. Like, I really dig that. Tell me about the album and what you want people to take away from it.
Well, so first and foremost, I started singing, as you saw in even the little clip. There was one of my old bands in there. That band was called Clarence Kennedy. Before that, they were called Signs of Life. But yeah, I've always been involved with music. Always loved music. Like from grade 6 was basically the first time I performed in front of an audience and actually got a standing O. Hey, there's the I'm gonna drop it, of course.
Yeah, baby.
There's the old Signs of Life Halo Vision CD right there. But
hey,
we're not talking about this right now.
You got the OG fan back there, son.
Yeah, Valo is a dude, very easily put. But yeah, so
He is
I guess
dude.
through my story, like, I need to be creative. That's basically something that I found in my life is like when I am not being creative, I am just not at my best. I am not where I want to be or what I want to be. So yeah, I started writing again. I guess it would have been back in like 2015 now. I think is when I started writing Heroic Doses, and then Phantom Claws came out in 2017, and I had to keep on rolling. And
wait, before you keep going, Heroic Doses. Now, are you referring to a quote by Terrence McKenna?
I am.
Can you fill people in on what Heroic Doses means if they don't
Okay,
know?
so Terrence McKenna was a bit of a psychonaut, and he enjoyed the harder drugs, let's just say, and as do I. And yeah, so he believed that you could heal yourself spiritually, emotionally through mushrooms, the use of mushrooms.
Magic mushrooms.
Yes.
Psilocybin.
Exactly. So, there's theories like the stoned ape theory, where like they believe that like mushrooms may have been like the jump in like human evolution, or the missing link in the brain and this and that. But it wasn't just mushroom use for Terrence McKenna, it was large doses. Like he was talking like 14 grams at like one sitting kind of thing, and just like blasting off. So I chose the title because Heroic Doses was the first project that I worked on by myself. I produced the actual beats. I basically did everything for it except for the recording, which was done by Greg Dawson from the metal band Old. And they're fantastic. Everybody should check them out. They're just great. They're on Europe. They're on Valo, the Artist Eye podcast with Greg himself, actually, if anybody wants to check that out.
Hey.
Genius.
Hold on, I got Valo's stuff here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Keep going.
So yeah, it's supposed to represent heroic doses of me, because it's all of me. It's like I said, the writing, the beat making, the rapping, the singing, everything. It's my heart on wax, for lack of better terminology. I should turn this off here. Yeah, so that's where the term heroic doses came from, or why I chose to use that as a title.
So you're sort of equating a heroic dose of yourself. If you're gonna listen to this album, if you're gonna take this album in, this is a heroic dose of you, because it's all of you. It's your emotions, it's your physicality, it's your heart, your soul. And so if you're gonna consume this, you're consuming a heroic dose of Tank.
Exactly, and I think the healing aspect also applies.
Oh, okay, yeah.
For personal reasons, very selfish with my music.
So music for you is a vehicle of healing. Is that what you're saying, or?
Definitely. It's actually kind of subconscious for me in my writing process. Have you ever read the book by Stephen Pressfield called The
Art of War?
No, The War of Art.
War of Art. Yes.
Yeah, it's just a backwards title, right?
Right.
There
it's
was
not the Art of
Sun
War.
Tzu. Yeah.
So
I
have.
And yeah, amazing.
Great.
And that we're catching a lot of each other's references off the hawk, but we've only been talking for like 5-10 minutes.
That was how it was when Valo was on too. So it's all good. There's a reason why we connect with certain people, right?
Yeah, and in that book, he talks about, as I'm sure as you know, the difference between the gardener and the architect. So I'm 100% a gardener, and for people who are listening that don't know that, the architect, before he sits down and writes a song, has to basically have it laid out in front of them, where they already have to know what it's going to be about, where it's going to go, where the bridge is going to be, how long it's going to be, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's already mapped out in their head. For me, I write one line. I couldn't tell you what the song's going to be about before I start writing it. And then for me, like I said, it's very stream of consciousness. So yeah, it's very personal for me. Jeff Buckley.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I was listening to him in interviews. He's one of my all-time goats. Like, I absolutely love that man. He's such a fantastic musician. I'm listening to an interview, and he's talking about like writing himself, and he's like, I have this guitar and I'm just playing around with it one night, and it was like my left hand had to do with something. It was like working by itself, like something was working through me trying to like get this piece of music out. And not to sound like whatever, but sometimes I think that's basically what happens with me. Sometimes I don't think it's me at all. I'm a very big believer in the muse. I don't like doing rewrites. I don't like that kind of thing, because I believe that there is a reason why the muse is with you in the room at that time when you are creating. And why go against it?
Yeah, that is interesting. It isn't what I find too is that some people will be on the right path, like with a song or something, and then all of a sudden it sort of falls apart, and the way that they sort of rectify it is sort of going back and not starting over, but sort of going back to a path they sort of deviated from. Because if you are listening, it will talk to you. The muse will speak with you, and like if you're listening, you're gonna know what's next. And sometimes you don't. Sometimes you need to take a step back. But if you are listening, it will tell you. I've been my last couple tracks that I made was something like that. It's like I didn't really have an idea what I was doing until I had a bass line, but then like everything else sort of fell into place exactly how it, I mean, it's just those moments. I mean, anybody who's into creative, those moments of flow state where you're just almost like you lose track of time and space, and you're sort of in this vortex of creativity and or whatever you're doing, you know, like fighters talk about it a lot, like MMA fighters talk about being in flow state where they can't be touched and they're just, no matter what they're doing, they're just hitting, or you know, high level athletes on any sort, or high level performers, you know, where they can just sort of access this state of mind where they can be one with their instrument or one with their body or one with their brush, just whatever it is. It's this state of getting into. Yeah, yeah, totally, man. But I guess what I was saying is that a lot of times people will just ignore and they'll go against the grain. That's something I used to do a lot. Where, because like you have an idea of what you want, right? It's like sometimes I'll have an idea of what I want it to be, and I'll fight against what it's becoming, and then it turns out to be a piece of dog shit. You know what I mean? And it's just like,
Yeah.
so you're like, no, it has to do this. But it's like, no, it doesn't. It has to do what it has to do, right? It has to do what it's supposed to do. And sometimes I'll just find myself fighting against that. Getting out of my own way, I think, is what I'm trying to say there.
Yeah, I think you nailed it, and I also think I'm pretty good at getting out of my own way.
You've gotten better. What sort of got you to that point of getting out of your own way? What got you there?
You know what? I just to use the analogy, but like I think it's always been that way for me.
Hmm.
I've never really like I understood what you were saying, but I've never really had those scenarios where I'm like fighting for it to like the square peg in the round hole kind of a thing.
Right.
I've always been able to just let it go, let it
Hmm.
work through me or whatever.
That's great. And you're also a producer, right? Like you also make the beats and such.
I didn't on One Trick Pony though.
Hmm.
I did murder all of heroic doses and also Phantom Claws by myself. Yes,
Uh,
those were my creations.
what's your instrumentation? What do you play? What are you comfortable with?
Truthfully, well, it all started basically from singing and being in bands. Anytime somebody went to the bathroom or went out to go have a cigarette, I'd jump on their instrument, right? So, obviously, I was drawn to guitar.
Hmm.
As a young man, Jimi Hendrix was like the first musician who I absolutely like adored and had to learn everything about and read. The biggest book I've ever read in my life is a Jimi Hendrix book. It's called The Electric Gypsy. It's like that thick. It's like monstrous.
It's a like a autobiography or something, or a
Yeah,
biography.
but I honestly play a little bit of everything. But would I call myself a bass player or would I call myself a drummer? No, not necessarily. But I,
Hmm.
I can play keys, bass,
Hmm.
guitar, drums.
So you're multi-instrumental. I feel the same way. I feel like there's not one instrument that I'm like the shit at, but I can do it, and people will pay me to do it sometimes. So,
That's always a bonus.
hey, you know, it's a nice part of the job. It's a perk of the job of being a mediocre musician. Is sometimes people pay you for it.
Yeah.
But the but I think like I think the people that do play multiple instruments, I think they make really great producers. I think that they make like my friend AK, who my wife is currently working with. He's just this like monster musician. Like he can play drums, guitar, keys, and sing his ass off. You know, like he can just do all those things on a professional level. Um, but he doesn't consider himself like the best at anything. You know, he actually is like, you know, the thing that sucks about being a multi instrumentalist. I feel like I'll never be able to be like a just the best guitar. Oh, thank you for those biddies, Reina Mystique. But the other side of that is that you might not be the best at one thing, but his ear is so attuned to how to composition. You know, he can hear all the different instrumentation. He can hear how a guitar will fit over this. He can hear how a bass will fit over this. You know, like because he has
Yeah.
hands-on experience with it, and I feel like that really gives producers an advantage if you can play multiple instruments, because I mean, you don't have to be great at any one instrument to make a really good song, right? Like you don't have to be you don't have to be fucking what's a easy song that's a hit? I don't know. Tennessee Whiskey, 2 chords, right? 2 chord song, and it's a hit fucking song. Everyone loves it. And you don't have to be a fucking a virtuoso to play A major to B minor. You know what I mean? So and then back to A major. You know, back and forth, back and forth. You don't have to be a virtuoso to know those chords. You can just play them, and if you can sing a little bit, you can, So it's like, I don't know, man.
I totally hear you.
You
I
don't
think
have
it's about
you don't have to be the best at something to make good music, and that's I think what I'm trying to say there.
totally. I think it's about like knowing and understanding the relationship in between the instruments.
Yeah.
I think that's what helps multi instrumentalists become good producers.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Well, for instance, the easiest example is bass and drums, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like people who don't know, like the bass is almost like the middle ground in between the drums and the way the rest of the music lines up. You want them locked if possible. At least in the band days, that's basically how you stay tight.
Right.
Is your drummer and your bass player locked?
Right.
So the bass is kind of a percussive instrument, although it's more, it's a stringed instrument. It's in the guitar family, but there definitely is that relation between the bass and the drums, and knowing how you want everything to sit on top of it, right? I love that name, Reina Mystique. That's amazing. The Queen of Mystery.
The Queen of Mystery, yeah. That's her real name too, by the way.
No way, her parents are dope.
Her parents are fucking awesomely crazy.
That's awesome.
I love her parents. I love them both. I really do. And they're very dynamic human beings, to say the least. So I initially started asking like what you want people to take away from One Trick Pony. I know we sort of took the long way around, but what is it that you want people to take away from your new album?
You know what? I don't know if there's an overall goal for the album as a whole, but there definitely is for like individual songs for sure. I think a song like "Don't Overthink It" is something that I definitely wanted to get out, and I think there are gonna be people out there who are gonna need or want to hear that kind of a message, and I don't think there is that kind of a message in a lot of music, especially in the hip hop realm, which is another like a different angle in which I'm coming from. I don't think any of my subject matter is close to what other people are rapping about. Don't overthink shit. Although it is a singing song, so I am allowed to swear, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the song was actually called "Don't Overthink Shit" before if I can put it on the album or whatever. So I want to change it a little bit, but I think I even talked about it in the documentary. I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know if it was mentioned in the trailer, but I suffer from a couple different mental illnesses, the depression, anxiety, kind of the stuff a lot of us have nowadays. And don't overthink it is hopefully a message to people that we're none of us are alone in suffering through those moments and those things, and just like the songwriting, man, just sometimes you just don't overthink, because I've overthought every step of the way and probably have done more bad than good in that kind of a mind state. So be it love or be it life or be it pursuing whatever it is in this world that you want to pursue, don't overthink it, man. Just get in there and do it. Get your hands dirty and try not to let it take you over, because those thoughts can really do a number on you and you're not prepared to deal with them.
Oh my God, those looping in those, you making you keep driving around the same block in the bad neighborhoods of your brain, right? Like you're just driving around the same exactly, whatever you say. Mental like that. Oh yeah, I forgot to ask that question. Mental wanted to know, Valo, can't you get like those items you said that are banned? You can't get them delivered. You can't order that stuff. Because he
Is that a
was
question?
I don't
That was
think
for Valo, that question?
that was for Val. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, you're Canadian too, but Valo told us right before you came on that you guys can't get like certain items, like you can't get dishes and you can't get like just certain things. At the store, Walmart has things blocked off.
Yes.
So I was just wondering if paint, you can't get paint and stuff, which is ridiculous. I meant to want to know, you can't order it offline. Is that something you can't order offline? Do they have like, are they blocking you from ordering it online?
Ordering what, sorry?
The stuff that they, the stuff
Oh,
that,
the stuff in general.
yeah.
You know what? I really don't know, but I was at the dollar store and they stopped me from buying a shower curtain.
Sorry, COVID. You can't have a shower
All right,
curtain.
all right. You have to have water all over your bathroom because we won't sell you this curtain.
Because
All
of
right.
COVID.
Yeah.
Stupid. What kind of idiot are
Yeah.
you? I live in that neighborhood. Pizza Jams. You don't have to tell me, brother. I do too, man. I do too. I live in that neighborhood, and it sucks, man, because I've worked really hard actually to not live in that neighborhood, because it's very easy for me to sit there and fixate on an idea or a thought, and that just drives me crazy or makes me angry or just makes me sadder or whatever it is. And so I've worked really, really hard to divert attention and figure out ways of getting past that. And it helps. And you know what, the biggest thing that's helped me, well, not the biggest, the biggest thing was just actually recognizing that I have these fucked up problems that I have to deal with. And so that was the biggest thing. But like I didn't want to take medication for a long, long time. And I just recently started taking medication, and fuck, dude, if it's not fucking helping me, I mean, like, even over this vacation, I noticed that like my anxiety was down. Even like it's nuts how these fucking pills are. And I didn't want to take these pills. I don't want to take
Mhm.
pills. I hate the idea that I have a prescription to psych meds. It's like, this is something that I've fought against my whole life. And then I just got sick of fighting so hard, and it's not that I got sick of fighting. I just got sick of not being able to control emotions, and it's so lame, you know. Like, I'm almost 40, and you know, I'm sitting here punching boxes because Streamlabs is not working right. So it's like,
Yeah.
what kind of
I'm so there.
what kind of human being am I if I just keep fucking doing the same thing over and over and over again, making everyone around me miserable? No,
Yeah. I used to wake up to cry,
yeah.
like middle of the night, like it's 3 a.m. and I'm awake and I'm crying and I'm thinking to myself, what could have possibly happened to make me so sad where I'm unconscious in a sleep state and I have to wake up to physically release that whatever emotional was building up or whatever in the middle of the night. That was one of the first things where it was like, yo, this is just not normal. Like, and yeah, I had a lot of those same thoughts. For me, it felt like I was weak if I had to take the pills. Like, this is
Yeah.
pills are for physical. Your arm is hurt. You take a pill for that. You don't take a pill because you're sad or whatever the case is. But the journey that it has brought me on, like when you're going through a bunch of stuff, I don't know how like far along are you when they're assessing you essentially, and they hand you this piece of paper and they're like, check off everything you have on here or read this and tell me how many of this you have. And you're like, who's been following me around and writing everything about my life on this paper? Because that's nuts.
Right. Yeah.
And that's when you realize, okay, so this is an actual thing. This isn't some made up thing or how other people like would like to tell
Right.
people that are dealing with issues that take a walk or whatever it is, or there's other ways to deal with it, be it through extra. I mean, those things definitely help, but they don't fix everybody's problems. There isn't a end all be all. You act in this manner and then everything gets solved. There are people out there that are very much dealing with those, and that one piece of paper showed me that I am not the only person. There's a lot of people
Yeah.
that have the exact same issues.
There's plenty. We had a question from Mental here. He asked, how many years did you get out of anxiety and depression and everything? So, how many years did you get out of it. I'm not sure if you have gotten out of it, but
Still stuff I deal with, definitely.
how many years did you deal with it? I think that's what he's asking. How many years did you have to deal with anxiety and depression before you started getting help? Let's just modify it. How about
Oh,
that?
before I started getting help, that's an interesting question. I'm gonna say a good probably like 5, 6 years before I started getting help. In that documentary, again, I don't know if you watched the whole thing, but
Yeah.
there's a section of it that was actually, well, that mine is a mock documentary in premise only, but there is a section that's from another documentary, little Inception going on, that I was in, and at that job is when everything came to a hilt, and it was probably like 4 or 5 years in from dealing with that job when all the realization started happening. And again, I was alone at that job, and when you work alone and when you live alone, your mind is definitely gonna spiral and drive around those bad neighborhoods that you were talking about. I actually started renting an apartment in one of those bad neighborhoods.
Oh.
I just moved in, and my thoughts were living there for quite some time.
Oh, the, yeah, man. That idea of being alone and just just allowing yourself to sort of spiral. It's a tough bag, and for people that were alone through this pandemic, especially if people were already had like already suffering from anxiety and depression, and I can't imagine being alone during this last year. I was lucky enough to have a family around me and stuff. So besides getting on each other's nerves, we were okay with everything. But to be isolated, like it's interesting that that's how we punish people. We punish them by isolating them because that is real punishment and sort of this enforced isolation that we've all had to sort of live through. And I didn't hear that Canada is still sort of, I mean, it's crazy how that, like, what you're saying is crazy to me. I just went to California where they're really, I mean, there's kids on the playgrounds with masks on, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on out here? Uh, you know, California's fucked up, but they're not blocking people from buying stuff. And I'm not trying to call Canada fucked up either. I mean, Canada is fun. I've always enjoyed Canada. I have nothing against Canada, but I don't like I don't like that idea that they're stopping you from buying paint to keep your ass home.
There's been some
Because
questionable practices for sure.
oh, you're like that in India too? That's crazy. Well, I mean, well, right now India is going through it, so too cold. That is all. Okay. Thank you. The Punjabis are from India. All the Punjabis are from India. I see what you're saying. No, I don't. All Punjabis are from India. Anyways, yeah. So the going into what in the fuck? What in the shit? Hold on, guys.
What's happening?
I kicked something. I went dark. Hold on, give me a second.
Oh, I'm dropping stuff on my end here too.
Sweet, we're all just fucking shit up. It's awesome. Hold on. What did I do? There we go. We're back. Oh,
Yeah.
we're back. Hold on. Now I need to drink some water. Oh, oh my god.
Yeah, so earlier on, when we were talking about Jimmy, there was something that I had a little story that I wanted to tell you because it just kind of came flooding back to me when we started talking about Jimmy. So,
Let's do it.
a lot of rappers don't like to tell people their real name, but I'm definitely not like the other rappers, like I said earlier. So my name is Paul. It's Paul Caruso. Hi, everybody. And when I was younger, like I said, I was totally into Jimmy. My younger sister, for Christmas one year, decides to buy me Jimi Hendrix, "Axis Bold as Love," the album. So we're in the tradition of opening our Christmas gifts at midnight. So go ahead and do so, and was very excited to get my hands on this album. So I basically run to the basement and grab anything that'll play music and pop in the CD each time, and start listening to it. So the first thing you hear is like a bunch of like spacey noises and like that kind of thing, and a voice comes in and it's a distorted voice, and all you hear is, and this is actually on the album, I am not lying, hand to God, It says, we're about to have a we're about to have an interview with a peculiar looking gentleman who goes by the name of Mr. Paul Caruso.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sitting there in my basement looking around like, there's no one else here. No one saw that. Nobody verified that. This is crazy. I rewound it. I played it again, and it was the same. So I'm like, okay, so I'm not imagining. This is actually here. So I go to get my mom's. And my mom, you have to picture my mom. She's like 5'2", a little Italian lady, and she's a bigger person like me. Or she was a bigger person like myself. And she comes running down, and I show her. I let her listen to it, and she just disappears. She just runs back upstairs. So I'm like, what the heck was that? So I grab the liner notes and I start reading. My mom comes barging in 2 seconds later. I did not know she had a bottle of holy water in the house.
Oh.
She had a bottle of holy water just running around the basement at 1 a.m. in the morning, blessing the house, trying to get the evil spirits out of this Jimi Hendrix CD. And I'm looking around like, is this really happening?
Holy
So I read
shit.
the liner notes, and the trip of all of it is Paul Caruso was a harmonica player in the 70s who lived in Greenwich Village. And they would
Oh.
talk about aliens with each other, Paul and Jimmy.
What the fuck? That's nuts, dude. I couldn't
Yeah.
imagine. That had to be a trip. That had to be a trip. I mean, enough for your mom to really think that Satan's coming through the CD player.
Wouldn't be the first person to think that, though.
No, not at all. No, that's that like a lot of the things that we talk about here is like censorship, and especially right now. But you think about censorship, censoring art, and how big that was, and it always has been. Yeah, Mike and conspiracy theories. Look, there's no conspiracy that they took Ice-T and put him in front of Congress and was trying to berate him for the content of his music when he was only speaking the truth and speaking the power, and they tried to silence them, and that's fucked up. They did that with NWA, and I'm sure they did it with Jimi Hendrix, and I mean they've done it with so many different artists. I mean, even the Dixie Chicks, they kind of in their day got canceled. And so there's like people think canceling and Canada Bill C-16. Thank you, Mental. That's a huge one because, well, I was following Jordan Peterson when he was talking about that. Your beloved Jordan Peterson, the C-16 bill. Yeah, that's it's a fucked up bill too. I just, when you think about censorship and shit, and how easily it could turn into people censoring your music that you love, it can easily turn into censoring art that you care about. And when people see the opposition get canceled, if that person is a Republican and they got canceled and you're a Democrat, you're like, yeah, good. But as soon as it starts coming for you or for someone you like, that's when shit starts to change, and it will come for you or someone you like. So because the tides of anyways. I don't want to get all started up. I'm going to start sweating and start yelling at the camera again. But I actually was going in a different direction with this altogether. The media is paid. Yeah, it is. The media is paid. I don't know. It's a weird subject for me, just because the idea of silencing people because you don't like how it makes you feel, or you don't. I get the idea of silencing people who are like inciting bullshit. But I also have this side of me where it's like, well, people have the right to say that. I don't know. But
yeah, that's the basis of free speech, right? If you
Yeah.
agree with it or not, the basis of free speech is say whatever you need to say,
Yeah.
and no one should be judged or.
And I know that
forced.
and I try to have these conversations with people who aren't American. I mean, because it's not like that for most countries. It's not like that where you get to just say what you want. I know Canada, you can say a lot, but there's certain things you will go to jail for if you say it, and I don't agree with that. And even if it is heinous shit that you say that'll make you go to jail, I don't think anybody should be locked up for espousing their thoughts. And I think that's a very dangerous and slippery slope. That's all.
Definitely.
But in any case, just imagine how much mind you can change and regulate with media. Yeah, that's the fucked up part about it, though, right? It's like you have these media conglomerates who are in bed with politicians and technology and Facebook, and it's crazy how much they're working together now. In America, I just feel like a lot of the media is just sort of the PR company for our president. It's like I feel like they're not criticizing him, even though he's out there bombing brown people again and doing all this crazy shit. There's no criticism of him and what he's doing. And when you look at someone like Trump, and people hated Trump, and me included, I think he was terrible. But like, I thought I don't hate him. I don't have enough energy to put into hating that man. I think he's fucking awful, and I think I'm glad that he's out of the fucking office, But I think that what we need to do is take people to task like we were taking Trump to task. Maybe not to so extreme, because there is certain things that people will go against because Trump said it. Like people will go against, like, this is kind of controversial, but like the lab leak theory, right? Trump was saying that, he started talking about this lab leak theory, and as soon as he started saying that, they're like, he's racist, he's anti-Asian, all this shit. And the reality of the situation is, like, they didn't like that Trump said it, so therefore it's wrong. And now we're having all this evidence come out saying that, hey, it probably was a lab leak. And there's a whole sect of people who, even if you present information and you present evidence, that they're not going to go with it. They're not going to believe it because Trump said it. And Trump is just a racist. And what you're saying is racist. And if you think it's a lab leak, then you're a white supremacist who hates Asians. And it's like, no. Just because Trump said it, just because, there's people out there who are saying China and with a hard N, it's like, I don't think it's a racist thing to criticize a country that fucked the entire world. To criticize a government that was caught lying, who was fucking blockading people into their own homes, who were disappearing reporters, who was reporting on different stories, and like there's a lot of shit that the Chinese government is up to. It's really fucked up, and to criticize them I think is necessary to criticize them. I'm not saying that the Chinese people are fucked up. I love Chinese people. I love Asian people. Amazing people. Great people. Now I sound like Trump. Great people. Best people. The best people.
Many of my friends are Asian.
What'd you say?
That's the next line. That's the next line out of Trump's mouth. Many of my friends are Asian.
Yeah, I have a friend. I have one. Thank you, Mental. Thank you for calling me out. I deserve it. But I think that the way that it's framed now, that people we're just going to disagree because the other side said it, and they're going to ignore the evidence and ignore science and ignore, like there's just so many things that I just don't understand, and I feel like that maybe we shouldn't hold Joe Biden to the same fire exactly, where even if he says something that's true, we're going to go against it because we don't like him. But I do think that he should be under the same scrutiny and the same magnifying glass that Trump was, because he at this point, he's like, his farts smell like gold to these people. And the reality is that he is not really doing much to make things better. He's not building back better. Gas prices. Has anybody in the States noticed that gas prices are fucking ridiculous? Anybody notice that the store, that shit's a little bit more expensive at the grocery store? Anybody catch that one? Anybody see how lumber is fucking a lot of money? No, that's not Joe Biden's fault. I realize that we're in a pandemic and things are fucked up, but he made a lot of promises, and I don't think that he's doing better or much better than the last one, other than he's not saying a bunch of dumb shit every day. I'm buying a Tesla when AMC moons. Get it, pizza. Get it. Are you still holding on to AMC? I got rid of mine. I got rid of my AMCs. I got rid of my AMCs and went all Doge and Apple and Ethereum. So I went mostly crypto because the stocks are too fucking crazy. And I know crypto's down right now, but it's like it's still something I believe that probably going to do better than the US dollar in the next coming years. So anyways, that's a little divergent. I really like your perfect video. I played it at the top of the show here.
Awesome.
And
Thank you.
You're in a clown outfit, which I guess I can I'll put it on. I'll just play it on silent in the background so people can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about here. Oh, no, that's Jimi Hendrix. I was trying to... Oh, what am I doing? Oh. No. Oh, this is it.
Should be it. Sounds like it. Yep.
There we go. What happened? Girl 2.0. Thank you so much. Oh,
Nice.
Mighty, thank you for that subscription. Thank you for gifting Girl 2.0 that sub. I appreciate it. Yeah, so here's the video. I'm not going to play the audio again. I already played at the top. I don't know if it's going to get DCMA'd, but just so people can get an idea of the visuals on this. I'm going to say it. I'm just going to say it, Tank.
Go for it.
You give me John Wayne Gacy vibes.
That was on purpose. When I was going for the clown makeup, I specifically wanted the John Wayne Gacy makeup, and actually, in doing that, I didn't know the whole.
Oh my God,
I didn't know the whole
Mighty,
clown
thank you
rules
so much.
behind it.
Thank you, Mighty, for subbing Pizza Jam as well. That you're just too kind. Love you so much. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No problem. In clown makeup, which I found this out in researching this, in clown makeup, you're not supposed to use harsh edges. You're not supposed to be anything that's like triangular, like how my eyes are in this video, or like any sharp points.
Why?
For whatever reason.
Oh.
That I don't really know. Everything's just supposed to be rounded off. But Gacy was the first one that did the triangles and like the harsh lines and all that in his face paint.
So you were actually going for a Gacy look then?
Well, there's a couple different things going on in there. There's the wife so schnerius, which is written on my left cheek, is basically from Little Nicky. when Hitler is getting the pineapple in the tuchus, he just looks at him and he's like, "Are you schnerius?" So I definitely wanted to use that, and I wanted to use the 6ix9ine because Tekashi 6ix9ine is a pretty good example of the kind of a clown I'm talking about in that song.
Wait, is it To Catch a 6ix9ine?
Sorry, no, the rapper Tekashi.
Oh, Tekashi 6ix9ine. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not up on the new ones. I feel like
he's the guy with the rainbow color hair that made a big fool of himself multiple times and keeps getting popularity based on how much he's making a fool of himself. Went to jail, just came out recently, and thank God he's not getting as much shine as he was getting for quite some time.
Why do you not like him?
No.
What about
like
him?
I said,
Don't you
I
like?
love hip hop as an art form wholeheartedly, as a writing style and all of that. I don't necessarily agree with a lot of what happens in the hip hop industry and what they're trying to present.
Like what?
Tekashi 6ix9ine was a Puerto Rican dude who kept like swearing the N-word, and he basically got his. So I don't know how many people know this or not, but like when rappers get like hooked up with gangs, a lot of them aren't actually like in the gang. So they hired a gang to be in one of his videos, the Trey Nines.
Okay.
So basically, they make kind of like these back end deals, like off paper, like you get to claim that you're part of this gang, and it gives you the street credibility to be Mr. Tough Rapper Guy, and you shout out our name in all of your songs, and we get popularity on the back end, right?
Yeah.
It kind of becomes in focus. So he was never anything from what he says he is or where he was. The idea of keeping it real is like keeping it real to you, whoever you are as a person. I'm not a guns and booty shaking kind of a rapper. That's not my life. That's not who I am. And that's not who he is either. But he made his career off trying to be that person or trying to present this false facade. And that's just not something I want for it. It's not something I want for the art. It's not something I want for music. It's not something I want for the listeners.
So wait, he got busted doing this? He got busted like making these backroom deals with real
Well,
gangsters?
it did come out, but that's not necessarily the reason why he got arrested. There was some
Mm.
other foul shit that was going on. I think the gang was, if I remember correctly, which I might be wrong, I think the gang was kind of using them to move some material around the United States.
Ah, Gucci gang. Shenarius. Um, do you have any hobbies? Mental wants to know.
Hobbies. You know what's honestly most of it is just the music. Outside of music, what I guess would you call like again the wrestling thing? Would you call like
Mm-hmm.
being a total wrestling nerd and watching absolutely everything about wrestling? Is that if that's a hobby, then that's my other hobby. Oh, and ball hockey. Yeah, I played ball hockey with my friends. That documentary that was a portion of what you saw. That was a documentary that was about ball hockey. It was about me and my friends who,
Oh,
well, a
ball
group of them.
hockey.
Yeah,
I,
not
I
on
had
ice.
I had no idea what Valo was saying or what you guys were saying. You guys were way too Canadian with it. I heard like ball hockey.
So yeah, ball hockey is basically what it is. No puck, right? You're
Yeah,
playing on your feet and on dry land.
with a ball.
But yeah,
Yeah,
but everything
instead
else
of a
same.
ball.
But the group of guys, which there a lot of them are musicians themselves. Moneen is one of Valo's favorite bands of all time. They're a huge band from the Brampton area. They're probably the biggest band to ever come out of the Brampton area.
Hey.
And the bass player from that band plays ball hockey with us, and he's a dude. And his brother Alan Hughes is a producer. He does video editing and that kind of stuff. And he had this footage of them because they played their entire lives, like the core. There's about 5 or 6 of them. They got clips of them at like 10, 12, something like that, rolling around in their basements trying to like play with the little sticks and all of that kind of stuff. And now here we are, like full grown adults, and we're still doing the same thing and getting that physical exercise and still playing the game that we love, and camaraderie and friendships and all of that good stuff. It's all there.
That's great, man. Have you and don't take this the wrong way, but have you always been a big dude?
Yes.
Mhm.
100%.
Yeah.
Something that I guess I still deal with, and yeah, it's kind of weird, especially being, what, my experience about being like larger and in music is always kind of a little bit of weird because the mental anxiety and all that kind of stuff, the confidence issue for I guess people still will tell you that I suffer from confidence, just not with my music. I'm very confident in my music and what I can do when it
Mhm.
comes to music. But a lot of what I heard was like people were like surprised that I was good. And it kind of like related into my head that like what, just like the fact I can't sing, the fact I
Yeah.
can't be good in anything, I can't be good at ball hockey because I'm overweight. Like I
Yeah.
don't get it. I can't outrun my friends, but
No.
but I score goals, I play defense, I play goalie, I do everything that they can do. But it's like this huge. Like I always feel like you're behind the 8 ball, and I still even feel like that with music. Like I still feel like as soon as a lot of people, as soon as they see me, they're not gonna give it an opportunity.
And not
They're
take you
just
seriously because you're overweight. No, I mean I feel that. I was 325 in high school. And
wow.
yeah, man, I carried that all the way for a long time, and now I'm on the upswing, which really sucks. I'm like 225, and I'm like freaking out because when I got to Ohio, I moved from San Diego a few years ago. When I got here, I was like 204, and so like now that I'm like COVID fucking got me, but it's just I've gained it, I've lost it, I've gained it back, and so I know the struggle, brother. I know the struggle. I know what it's like for people to just sort of dismiss you and think that you're one thing just because of the way you look. Like
Yeah.
it's like this person is obviously not good or whatever just because look at them, and that does suck. Yeah, it does suck that you get judged, prejudged. Some would say that's prejudice. No. Well, kind of. But yeah, it is a weird situation, man. And have you ever attempted to try to like, lose the weight at all?
Oh yeah. Again, it goes back to the mental health, right? Like I know 100% that my eating is completely tied into my emotional state.
Mm.
I do speak to a nutritionist, and I'm kind of working on some stuff. And I actually recently stopped eating red meat. It's been almost a full month
Wow.
where I've eaten actually very little chicken, very little red meat. It's been a lot of salads and soups, and I am starting to feel that my clothes are changing and that kind of thing.
It's great.
And that's always a plus. But I did it for other reasons, but other health reasons were starting to creep in.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it is.
No, I feel you, man. It's something I
You
struggle
gotta
with,
love yourself.
and that's been the hardest part, man. You know.
Yeah. Well, what's weird is, again, like now that we're talking about this, I've always felt like I loved myself, but I always felt like society continuously told me that I should feel wrong or I should feel badly about like certain things. And I think that's for a long time that if I wanted to change at all is because I wanted to change the way I thought society perceived me, not necessarily that I wanted to change or needed to change
Yeah.
or wasn't in love with myself. Dude, I am so amazing. I'm so dope. It's crazy. I should not one person should have all of this dopeness. It should be spread out
I mean,
amongst a bunch of people.
the amount of beats that you've murdered and got away with it says it all. It says it all. It, I, yeah, I agree. I agree that you gotta love yourself, but I also do agree with the idea that if you really do love yourself, then you'll want yourself to be in the best health you can possibly. I'm not judging you. I get it. I'm like in my own little fucking fat boy chaos right now, and I'm having trouble. Like ever since I started taking these fucking pills, like it's just weight just comes on and just it's just there now, and it drives me nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I do think you're right that society sort of tells us that we're not something, and we have brains, fat
Yeah,
people have
totally.
brains.
In the documentary, my buddy Pat, who's in the documentary, I asked him to send if he had any photos or any old videos of me or whatever, like send it over, see if we can use it. And the one picture that made it into the documentary, when he sent it over, I'm staring at this picture. I'm like, which guy in this picture is me? I'm
Stop.
like, oh, I remember this T-shirt. Holy shit, that's me, dude. I was fucking awesome. Like, again, I'm doing the whole, but like, I was thin. I wasn't overweight.
Mm,
I don't know who the hell put it in my head and convinced me that I was like a really, really, really big guy.
mm.
But now that I am a really big guy, I go back and I look at it and I think to myself, yo, that body dysmorphia thing is 100% real.
Oh my god, for sure.
Because even when you asked, I still said I was always big. And now that I'm remembering that picture, I'm like, oh, no, I wasn't necessarily always big.
Yeah.
In my head, I thought I was big.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wasn't necessarily the case. I'm dying to ask, Mental Wasabi, who was that question for? Do you get recognized on the streets?
Or old friends are reaching out because you're famous. I think it's for you.
Oh, shit, I'm famous? That's awesome. When did that happen?
Just now, mental's like,
That's fucking dope.
so are you getting recognized?
You know what? I'm not even lying. It's few and far between, but it actually has happened.
Oh wow, there you go.
Yeah.
That's dope. I've never had anybody be like, "Aren't you that guy in that one thing?" No, no one's
The
ever.
first thing that goes through my mind is like, hey, where'd you hear that? Like, how did you hear about me? You can't ask these questions, but like,
Right,
it's like,
it's
what's
like,
so cool? Like, how did that happen? Like,
yeah,
let me know so I can do this again for others.
I go sort of like when you're trying to find some semblance of self-love and within yourself, and I think it's a great place to start is like, what are you good at? Like, what is it that you do good at? Like you said, it's like, I'm dope, I'm fucking good. It's like, society tells me I'm not, but it's like, I'm dope because you have skill, you have, like you have a life, you have, your accomplishments and stuff. I think the first thing that people need to do when they're sort of reassessing and they're sort of trying to get on this journey of self-love, because it is a journey. It's not something that you can just be like, I love myself, which actually is a part of it for me, was actually like sitting there telling myself that I love myself, just feeling stupid, like, I love myself. I love myself. It sounds so stupid, but our
I love that.
brains
That
go
reminded me of that Nirvana song. I love myself. I'm
better
better than
than
you.
you.
No, it's
It's
wrong.
wrong.
What
What
should
should
I
I
do?
do? That
Fucking amazing.
amazing song.
Kurt, again, songwriting. Kurt was so on, and
Yeah.
he was in another one that was very simple in his songwriting. He wanted to write melodies that were like, he even said it in an interview, that were like child songs, like nursery rhymes.
Mm.
He wanted to stick in, so he definitely wasn't the one who got over. Oh, definitely didn't overthink
Mm.
his song structures and all that kind of thing. But he had the ability to connect, and I think that's the actual beauty of songwriting is trying to connect. If there are people who I have connected with, those are the ones that have come up to me and said, "Hey, aren't you Tank?" I've connected with that person
Mm.
from a very far distance, but like you're trying to. So when you're like songwriting, you're trying to tap into the collective subconscious of humanity,
Mm.
like everybody, because hopefully you hope that everybody is going to latch. It's never going to happen, right? Because you can't please everybody.
No.
But that's where you're trying to obtain. Is like when people talk about like having money and all like that kind of thing, and it's like they come around with their. I'll use Gucci as example, the Gucci shirt, and it's like, so what did you accomplish by buying that shirt? Like you bought a shirt. That's literally all you did was buy a shirt. You walked into a store and you made a purchase, and you're hanging your whatever or like on it. When there are people out there who are creative, who are trying to add to humanity as an art and all this and that, and yeah, songwriting is not a shirt. That is definitely for sure.
Yeah. That's an interesting way of looking at it. It's like, what did you really do but buy
Something
yourself a,
expensive.
yeah, expensive and assuming that people are going to be like, wow, look at him, he's got it together. I bet he's the man. He's doing it big with his Gucci shirt that he paid $80 for. That has
The shirt was free.
that's awesome because you're awesome.
It was. I was me and a friend were trying to get a charity started a couple of years back. It didn't kind of take off, but yeah, this was one of the shirts that we would wear to go around and try to recruit basically high school students into the. It was an after school program based around video games. We're trying to get people to basically to connect with each other, even at like such a young age through video games,
Mm.
because there are people who don't necessarily connect well face to face or
Yeah.
one on one. And in team building games, you can definitely. The analogy that I use is like you may not be able to run, but your video game character can definitely run. So everybody is kind of put on like that even keel, and you can show more of yourself emotionally as opposed to physically.
Hell yeah,
I want to
motherfucker.
help people through that, but that ultimately never ended up flying. But yeah, free shirt. Thanks, charity.
Thank you, Charity. I was in video game industry. Yeah. Uh,
Oh, you know what? I wanted to get back to the perfect video because we started talking about that, and there's so many stories I want to tell you from like that day in general.
sure,
Like
sure, sure.
what a crazy day that was. So we
Oh,
had
hold
no
on, hold on.
actual.
Before you go, I want to get this question. That mental ass. So good at your job and not famous, or famous and not good at your job. Which one would you rather?
Are we? Oh, what? Good at my job and not famous, or famous? Okay, this is actually an easy question for me. So if we're talking about as my job is being music, I don't need to be Drake. I don't even want to be Drake, to be completely honest. I would like to make this a living. I do carry a 9 to 5 job, and I would like to be able to move away from that part of my life
Mm.
because I honestly feel like this is my calling. I honestly feel, and I feel like part of the depression is because I pulled myself off of that path for so long that it became like a physical detriment to not be on the path that I was supposed to be on. And this
Mm.
is like my emotional soul and physical state telling me like you're on the wrong path and we're gonna make you feel like shit
Wow.
until you get on the right path.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that. I get that, man. So
Mhm.
you were saying that the video has more to it than what we
Well,
were
there's
doing.
just one or two crazy things that happened throughout the course of the day. So, like, first off, like, there was no actual plan outside of going down with the gear and just kind of running around the town, like it says in the course. and just like doing stupid shit. So the girl that's in this video, the blonde girl,
Mm-hmm.
her name was Nella. Didn't know who she was.
Oh,
Met her that day.
wow.
She saw us walking down the street, and I was in my clown gear, and she was literally on her veranda having a smoke, and yells down, "Hey, can I come down and take a picture with you? It's my birthday," she says. So I'm like, "Of course, come on down." Right? So she comes down, and we're talking. We're taking a couple pictures, and I'm like, "Hey, you know what? Because of the pandemic, it's been hard to get anybody to come out to do stuff."
Yeah.
So I said I had trouble getting like a female to be part of this hip hop video, and we wanted to hit all the typical hip hop video stuff, like the pretty girl, the fancy car, which we used as the school bus instead of the fancy car, and like that kind of thing. We found that on the side of the road too. It just happened to be parked there. And my director Sean Hook Carlson is on YouTube. Sean HC on YouTube. If anybody wants to check out his stuff, he's amazing. And he was like, "Yo, let's just do it in front of the school bus." So this girl agrees to be in the video, and she looks at me. She goes, "Okay, hang on. I got to go put on a bra. I'll be back in 5 minutes, and we'll get this done, right?" So like, this chick is the best. So she goes in. She comes back out a couple minutes later, and I had some extra masks that I had brought because I was hoping to get more people eventually. So she chooses the mask, which, going back to the wrestling thing, is the makeup from the Road Warriors. It was Hawk from the Horde. It was his face makeup is what I painted onto her mask that she's wearing through the course of the video. There she is right there. And yeah, as it turns out, check this out, she is a dance hall promoter.
Oh, what?
And she spends the majority of her time in Jamaica, or a lot of her time in Jamaica.
Wow.
And promotes. She has a show that's I think it's a YouTube show. Forgive me for the small details. It's called Going Foreign. And yeah, she promotes a lot of Caribbean artists and Canadians that are in that market. And
Do you
I want to go to the Caribbean. Nella, make it happen. Let's go tour.
Is Nella? Does she have like a stage name or a name that she could be found at?
Through Instagram and all that, it's it's just Going Foreign. If you check out, let me see if I have. I think I might have it actually on my phone. Oh, so it's a podcaster where she promotes interviews, music. I guess pretty similar to yours. Yeah, at Going Foreign is her IG. Everyone, check her out. She got her poop together.
Going Foreign. How do I spell foreign? Oh, there she is. She just came up like that.
Yeah. There's the Valo shot. So the Valo shot where he's pouring what looks to be diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
So that's glass.
Oh.
So we're standing at the side of the road, and Sean and Valo are shooting a little shot by themselves, and I'm seeing Valo pick glass up off the floor. I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck is this guy doing? Why are you picking broken glass up off the floor? And he's like, and I'm just seeing from a distance him like fucking like throwing it on the floor or whatever. So I'm like, I don't know what the fuck these guys are gonna do with that shot, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But when I saw the video and how we used it, it was absolutely perfect. Because even the line that I'm saying at the line is talking about gold and frankincense and myrrh and gold and like a money and that kind of shit. And it looks like he's pouring diamonds out of his hand. It's like, there's like kismet shit that happens, man, when you're involved in trying to create something, be it the video aspect or be it the songwriting aspect. There's just shit that you could never fucking see coming ahead of time that work out to be like so much better for the piece.
I love those moments, and it sort of goes in line with how you create too, where you just like, you don't really know, you have a line, you start a line and you go from there and work your way out. And it's like, I have this idea, I want to be John Gacy clown, I need a hot chick and Valo and we're going for it, and some cameras. Let's do this. I'm trying to find the best. I'm trying to find the. I'm calling him Valo, by the way. I'm not saying Valo. You guys say it weird. I'm calling him Valo.
I say it Valo because when I first read his name off the internet, I thought it was a play on Halo Infinity.
Oh.
I didn't know everything going on behind.
Dr. Lupo thought it was Halo Infinity too. He called me Valo Infinity because he thought it wasn't good enough to be Halo. So
I just thought it was a play on words, like you're just being cute with it. I didn't know the whole lake and all that
it means
good stuff.
light in Finnish. Light.
Light. Sorry, my bad.
Well, I can't find the Valo diamonds shot, so we're gonna move on. But I do. Oh, here we go. This is a good one. Who's your favorite wrestler?
Ooh, that's one of those things like your favorite song that
Yeah.
it kind of depends where I am. It flows back and forth. One of the more interesting people I find in wrestling of the last number of years is a wrestler named Orange Cassidy. He's in AEW, and the entire story of AEW I absolutely love because there's the real life portion of it that overlaps over the whole, fake wrestling world. But Orange Cassidy, I watched this little documentary on this dude because again, when I get really interested in something, I get really interested in something.
Right.
So he wanted, like on the indie scene, everybody has to be the cool guy.
Yeah.
Everybody comes out with the aviators and fucking thumbs up, and I'm so fucking cool.
Oh, there it is. There we just saw the diamonds.
There he is. So Orange Cassidy, the idea behind his character is that to a stupid level, to like an extreme level. Like he fights people with his hands in his pockets. Like, like when he gives the thumbs up, it started as just how they all have their poses.
Yeah.
Like his pose was originally this, and it's at a point where he just barely moves his thumb. Like that's his thumbs up because he can't be bothered with putting his thumbs up. He's too cool. He can't even deal with fighting back. Too much energy. But he does crazy shit. Like he jumps through the ropes, over the ropes, onto the outside with his hands in his pockets.
Oh.
Like I don't know if people really understand. Like your natural reaction is to put your hands out to protect your fucking face from hitting the floor.
Right. Exactly.
This guy just has moved away from that instinct and dolphin out of water, just right into the freaking audience, and he'll nip back up.
Oh my
He'll
God.
keep his hands in his pockets and do the nip up.
Wow.
Like he does all kinds of crazy stuff, but I just love the idea behind the character. I love the ridiculous behind it because there has to be some sort of ridiculous in wrestling.
It does. It has to have some kind of quirkiness to it, and it's my favorite wrestler. It's not Ric Flair. It's you know what? My favorite wrestler was Sting when he was in the NWO.
Oh, he back, eh?
Is he back?
He's in AEW right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Damn.
He's managing another wrestler named Darby Allin. And Darby Allin is this little guy. He's like, I guess you'd call him a lightweight or like a featherweight. Like he's a really smaller guy. And he also always done the makeup thing, but he did like the half skeleton on like one side and the other side like normal. And he's a skateboarder and he's really into like doing crazy shit like jumping from heights and all like that kind of stuff.
Nice.
So it's funny. So they're using the older guys to try and help the younger guys gain more popularity. So they brought Sting in to try and give the shine to this guy. It's called Getting Over. He's trying to get Darby Allin over.
I see.
But somebody said that they look like father and son on Halloween going home trick or treating, and now I can never get that image out of my head.
Oh shit!
And
I gotta see what old ass Sting looks like now.
Oh, it's awesome. His intro is awesome. They have like snow coming into the arena, and he like walks out and is all like, "Wow, it's so dope."
Sting, 2020. I don't know.
Another interesting thing about Sting.
Oh my God! Look at his fucking hair, bro.
Yeah, man.
I probably shouldn't play this. I'm not gonna put the sound on, but I just want to see what he looks like. Is he about to?
Somebody is dyeing his hair a little better, but in that particular one.
Oh, is this the snow? This is what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Here's Sting's intro.
It's on the Jumbotron, but they actually have it in the arena as well.
Like snow and stuff is coming down.
Yeah, it looks crazy.
And it's fucking, here comes Sting in his gray ass hair. That's so dope. Why is it all?
The musician Sting. You're familiar with him, yes?
Who?
Sting from the Police, the musician.
Oh, of
Sting?
course, yeah.
Or he's actually one of my favorite musicians himself.
Oh,
but
he's pretty.
So
good.
not a lot of people know this. Sting, the musician, has to pay Sting, Steve Borden, the wrestler, royalties on his name.
Shut up, because he went and got it.
Sting, the wrestler, was first, and they were both in the entertainment industry. And whatever happened when Sting tried to use the name, Sting, the musician, has the name because when he was a kid, he was a fan of a soccer team back in England whose jersey was yellow and black stripes. and he would always wear that shirt. So they ended
Damn.
up, and they ended up calling me.
Ghosting. And he has
Yeah.
his ball bat even. Damn, that's dope.
Oh yeah, he still has the bat for sure.
Oh man, that's tight, dude. I've grown away from wrestling, obviously, but it's I mean, this is fun to see. It's fun to see Sting back. Look at his hair, dude. That's so crazy.
Right.
That's nuts, man. That's awesome. Yeah. I love
And he's in advanced age. He's 60, and I seen him take a power bomb recently.
who did?
Like again, even though it's Sting,
Oh, did
like
he?
even though it's fake, like
Yeah.
I don't know if a lot of people know this, so it's still plywood boards underneath
Yeah.
there. Eh? There's
Yeah.
no springs, there's no trampoline like what people like to think. Like none of that stuff is there.
Yeah.
So I took a little bit of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu when they teach you how to break fall.
Yeah.
So when you're falling onto your back, the only thing you're supposed to do is kind of like slap your arms against the ground,
Uh-huh.
and it kind of like disperses the energy.
Right.
So you don't necessarily get hurt, but it's not fun. It's not necessarily the funnest thing to get thrown and land on your back.
Yes.
And for this guy at 60 years old to take a power bomb, even though it's fake, is pretty insane.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts, dude. I can't even imagine like these dudes like The Undertaker, who is still going for so long. Like, is he still wrestling? I don't think he's doing it anymore, right? He's done finally.
So there's no such thing as retirement in wrestling, but
Oh.
he has officially, for the fourth time, officially retired. What they like to do with him is they only bring him around for WrestleMania. So he's at home chilling with Michelle, his wife, McCool, and then they call him out when it's time for the payday and they need a bigger name at WrestleMania. See, Vince is an actual psychopath. Vince McMahon, like, he's literally the crazy millionaire who like walks in a half an hour before the show. There's been times where the show's on air and he's canceled what they're gonna do later on and has the writers rewriting. While the first half of the show is going on, they're rewriting the second half.
Whoa.
Because he's spun in his head.
So, no, this is how it's gotta be.
I don't like this. Everything has to change.
Dude, I mean, but you know what? He's Vince McMahon, motherfucker. You know, like he's the man because he is that psycho who is fucking changing the script. 20 minutes before air. It's like,
All of the greats are crazy.
Yeah,
Michael Jordan was insane.
Yes, an insane asshole who fucking. But if he wasn't that, we wouldn't have one of the greatest basketball players of all time.
Yeah, you have to get to that level. It has to be all encompassing.
There has.
Did you ever hear the O.J. Mayo story with Michael Jordan?
Mm-mm.
O.J. Mayo was another basketball player. His career's done now. He's all retired and stuff like that. But they have the McDonald's All-Star Game for like 17-year-olds.
Okay.
And they bring in like prospects and stuff like that. And O.J. Mayo was like, at the time, was like a top prospect.
Mm.
So, and they brought him in and they had like a little scrimmage game at NHLers, I'm going to call them NBA players against the prospects or whatever. So I don't know if OJ stuffed him or dunked on him or did something to kind of like show Michael Jordan like, hey, I'm here and I'm ready to do my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And because Jordan was a psychopath, he didn't like it. So they played the rest of the game normally. And as the story goes at the end of the game, he's like, everybody leave the gym except for you, OJ. So this kid stays, and they have a 20-minute one-on-one game.
Wow.
And Jordan destroys him. Because again, he's at that level of like, I have to, like, there's even, okay, fine. Other people are seeing it, but behind closed doors, I'm going to show you beyond the shadow of a doubt that I am the king and you will never be able to touch me.
Wow. That is crazy. To do that to a high schooler too. To like, to be a grown man and fucking you're fucking dunking on a high schooler. That is something. That is a certain kind of crazy that comes along with a certain kind of ego that comes along with a certain kind of performance level and.
And again, even in music, I have to believe that I'm the best. Are there better rappers out there than me? There probably are. Do I think they're better than me? Fuck no. How am I supposed to how am I supposed to let other people like know or feel that I'm one of the best if I don't believe I'm one of the best?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Whether I am or not is inconsequential, actually, at the end of the day, because you're not going to please everybody all the time. You know Gary Vaynerchuk?
Yeah, Gary V.
Yeah, so he's doing this interview with another rapper named Kyle, and he asks Kyle the question. He's like, what are you thinking about when you're like writing a song? Like, what are you trying to achieve? And Kyle says, what do you think of the majority of people would say? I'm trying to write the best song possible. I'm trying to write something that like everybody would like vibe to or like or whatever. He looks at me and goes, bullshit. He goes, you're not gonna fucking please everybody. Like, what are you trying to do here? Like, just write like the best song like for you that you can like do and write, and that fucking blew me away too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think that's a huge detriment to anybody who's had any kind of success in music is to try to write to recreate that kind of success, and that's what the music industry sort of is like, oh, this dude's popped, now do that again, now do it again until you're done, and then we'll discard of you, and
Yeah,
we'll,
on to
we'll
the
find
next.
and next, yeah, next, fucking next in line. That is a part of it, but fuck, I forgot what we were talking about because I'm
Yeah,
fucking
it's all
stoned.
good because I actually want to go back to Perfect again one more time.
Sure, let's do it.
So the blue balloon, the star balloon that's in there.
Yeah.
So there's I guess you can call it a story. So I'm not gonna get into like all of the details, but I kind of sort of met the Weeknd's manager.
Ooh, like the weekend.
Yeah, like XO Records, like one of the big boys from XO Records.
Ooh, nice.
Apparently, I was on the phone with the Weeknd, but because it was a phone call, I can never really verify 100% if I
Shut
was
up.
actually on the phone with the
So you're on.
Weeknd.
There's the
Saying the
balloon.
story is a trip. I can't even get into the whole thing. But so I don't know how many of your listeners are Canadian or from Toronto. Obviously, the Weeknd grew up in Scarborough, but he moved to Parkdale with his family when he was a younger man. And the reason why he took the name The Weeknd is because one weekend he said, "I can't live with my family anymore. I got to get the fuck out of here." So he moved away from his parents
Oh wow.
at a younger. Yeah, I guess things weren't to his liking. I don't know all the details. I'm not going
Right.
to speak for the man. So, but basically that's how the story goes. And the first EP he wrote was called House of Balloons. And the House of Balloons is apparently like the house, that he moved away from his parents. So when I wanted to go down to Parkdale, a friend of mine tells me, "Hey, you know what? The House of Balloons is actually in Parkdale." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me right now?" So he's like, "Yeah, it's a street called Spencer. It's like 62 Spencer or something, or 65. Can't remember now. It's in the video. Because at the end, when I let go of the balloon, I made a point to be standing in front of the House of Balloons, letting go of the blue balloon
Oh.
to try and tie it back to meeting the man, or not meeting the man, but meeting his manager. And
Starboy's manager.
crazy, it's crazy.
So, what did you talk about with this alleged weekend?
So to back the story up a little bit, a barber shop moved into my apartment. There's always like that trope of like all of like everything runs through the barbershop in the hip hop community. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
apparently it does.
Ah.
So one day I'm leaving my apartment and I look to the left, and a building that was right beside us was being repainted, and they had the big Drake label on the side of the building, and it was all blue.
Mm-hmm.
So I says to myself, why the hell is there a big Drake label on the side of the building here? So it was beside a convenience store, and I know the convenience store guys, and I'm talking to the guy, and he's like, "Yeah, this guy's coming over. They're hooked up with like Team 10, like the YouTube guys, like Jake Paul
Mm.
and and a lot of people in the music industry, right?" So this guy moves in. His name was Jay the Barber. He's on Instagram at JAAY DA Barber. This guy is a young kid. He's like 19, 20 years old. I don't know how he, in the short span of time on the life, has been as successful as he has been, and has made the connections that he has made. But yeah, he cuts a lot of like high end musicians. Right now, he's in Miami right now.
Oh,
I
nice.
believe I believe he's still chilling with Jake Paul as we speak. And so one day, I'm stepping out. I can tell you exactly when it was too. It was just after George Floyd had passed,
Mm.
and I was gonna do like this little online thing on the weekend, just performing my music. A friend wanted to host, and I was gonna do some songs, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm practicing, and I decide I'm gonna go on my joint on the balcony and smoke a joint. So my barber calls me over. He's like, "Yo, come down." And the guy Jay, the barbershop owner, is walking towards his big black pickup truck in the back of the parking lot. If my friends are listening to the story, by the way, I haven't told anybody the story except for people who are really close to me.
Except for me.
Yeah, people who are really close to me, like Valo, because and I didn't want to be like, hey, everybody, I'm at the weekend, and then
Yeah.
nothing comes of it, right? And I feel
Right.
like a freaking loser for telling everybody ahead of time. But now, you know, X amount of time has passed. I hope they still got their eyes on me, but I'm not as like, whatever. Uh, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not so, yeah, about the whole situation. I'm a little more comfortable with telling people what happened. So he brings me over and he's like, yo, you see the guy in the back seat? I'm like, yeah. He goes, you know who that is? I'm like, no. He goes, that's Cash. He is the manager and the guy who found the weekend. And I'm like, again, looking around like, you fucking serious? Is this like what's really going on right now? So he goes, yeah, your friends tell me you can rap and sing. And I'm like, yeah. He goes, do it for me right now. I'm like, are you serious? We're standing in a parking lot. There's like 5, 6 guys that are all standing around this big black pickup truck. And he's kind of like just chilling because he just like came over to get his haircut, right? He's in like a wife beater and like shorts, but he's got this fucking chain. Like the likes I've never seen in like
Yeah.
real life, right? They told me it was like a $60,000 chain.
Oh God.
Whether it was or wasn't, I couldn't tell you, but it
Right.
was fucking impressive. So yeah, he asked me to fucking rap. So if oddly enough, I did one of the verses for Perfect because I had just basically written it at the time. And everybody was like going along with it. And they're like, yo, that's fucking dope. They're like popping at the parts they're supposed to be popping for. They're fucking laughing at the funny lines, like the whole shit. So then he looks at me and he's like, okay, now sing me some love song stuff. So I'm like, I don't necessarily do the love song stuff, but I got some like heartbreak stuff. So he's like, okay, so like sing me that shit. So sing him that shit. The reaction's going good again. So I also wanted to just back up for 1 second. So going back to what we're talking about the mental health issues and stuff like that, the entire time I'm thinking to myself, these guys are fucking with me.
Right.
There's no way in hell this is the Weeknd's manager like this. Nothing this good, first off, could possibly happen to me.
Right. Yeah.
Like, this is just a freaking impossibility. So I actually mention it while I'm talking to the guy, and he looks at me and he goes, Cash literally says, if you don't believe this, you get the fuck out of here right now. You don't have to do this. So I look at him and I'm like, yo, dude, if it is 0.0.2% chance that this is fucking real, I am taking this fucking shot.
Hell yeah.
Like, beyond the shot of a doubt. You make fun of me all you want after I fucking leave if it's not really you, but I'm fucking doing this.
Yeah.
So after I sang, and I'm singing to the best of my ability in this in a parking lot, cameras are now in my face, everybody's fucking filming all this shit. So the guy sitting in front of Cash hands me this phone. And he goes, you're going to want to take this phone call. So I go, who is it? He says, The Weeknd. I say, fuck you, it's The Weeknd. He goes, no, really, it's The Weeknd. So I'm like, okay. So I fucking pick up the phone. He says, hey, how's it going? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. He goes, yo, they're telling me about you. He goes, sing one of my hooks. So I actually wasn't a big Weeknd guy at the time. I'm not a very big pop music guy. I'm a metalhead, really, when it comes down to it.
Oh.
Metal and hip hop are like my two things. So I'm like, I obviously know who you are, and I obviously listen to your music because I'm alive and I live in Toronto, and you're like absolutely everywhere. But I wouldn't like be able to like. So he goes, okay. So he goes, get out your phone, pull up the lyrics to The Hills. So I pull up one of his like the lyrics to The Hills, and he starts singing me the hook. He wasn't singing like, oh, I'm gonna fucking kill it. But he's gonna like just singing it to get the melody going. And there's a realization I have at that moment, at that second, going, is the fucking Weeknd singing to me on the phone right now? What is happening in my life where this is a thing? So I sing back to him the hook because it clicked in. I'm like, oh, I know that song. You know how it is when you always hear songs on the radio, but until you hear it, it doesn't fucking click in. So, I think originally when he said sing one of my songs, I think one of the first songs I mentioned was a fucking Drake song. So I'm just killing it, like talking to this guy.
Obviously, yeah, you're just murdering right now.
But yeah, he told me he really liked me. He really liked my voice. He told me that he's trying to get as many Canadians into LA and to try and get us like into the music scene like as much as possible.
Wow.
So yeah, I definitely hope that is something that does happen.
So
He's also a very big fan of Terrence McKenna, by the way. Have you seen like his last number of videos? It's all like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Wow.
Kind of, sort of themed.
Dude, I love The Weeknd. First of all, like I really do think that he's an amazing artist, and
Such an interesting dude.
I hope that does work out. So how long ago was this?
It was that actual day was like just after George Floyd was murdered.
Oh, okay, that's right. So
that's why I remember the time
the
period.
world blew up. Yeah.
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 Which, you know, hopefully that put whatever happened in the world is what's keeping them away right now, because I really hope they come.
Come back to me the weekend.
Please, guys, please. And I also, Leo, let's talk about the Super Bowl. Did you see his Super Bowl performance?
I didn't.
Oh my God. So in this world where everything is fake as fuck, especially music like what we're talking about, nobody actually had like this performance anymore. He, on the biggest stage, actually performed. There was no lip syncing in that performance.
Oh, I did watch it. I did watch it, but people were saying that it was like he did something that wasn't great or something. I was like, what was wrong with this? He just performed.
He sang. He was an actual human being singing songs, showing the nuance in the human voice. It wasn't a recording that everybody else does, and they just go out there and dance. Like when everybody was like J-Lo and Christina Aguilera, such a good musical performance. I was like, that was not a musical performance. That was a dance act, because everything was pre-recorded coming through the speaker.
Yeah, it was it. Yeah,
and again, like I have to have respect, whether he comes for me or not. Please come for me, Weekend. But yeah, the fact that he said, fuck this, I'm an actual artist and I'm actually going to show you my art. My voice might crack, it may not sound perfect, but that is what the human voice does. That is actual performance. One of the things that bothers me, there's a rant on my Instagram. I was pretty high at the time. And it just fucking bothers me that even rappers, they don't rap to an instrumental.
Yeah.
They'll cut out. And then they'll just jump back in when they're ready to start rapping again.
Oh, I hate that.
What am I here for? What am I here for?
I hate fucking rap karaoke, dude. I don't fucking like it at all. I absolutely agree with you in that regards, because I have a hip hop background. I've worked with a few hip hop, bands where like live instrumentation, and there's just nothing worse than seeing, because like you see other, when you're in a hip hop band, like you get paired up with like hip hop acts. And those acts range from like gangster rap to, conscious to, whatever genre. And they just throw you all in one room and say, you're all rap, go rap now. So we would get thrown in these situations, and then you see these guys who are like acting all hard. They were booing other acts, and acting like they're tough. And then they get up there and they're just lip syncing to their own music, or they're rapping over their own lyrics that they get. It's like you couldn't pay the producer or the mixer or the engineer to fucking remove your vocals. Get the fuck out of here. You're not fucking a professional. Like
they're afraid to stand on their own 2 feet. They're afraid to perform.
Yeah, and that's exactly, and it goes all the way to the top level when you're talking about someone like J-Lo, who's not gonna sing and fucking shake that big beautiful ass at the same time. She's just not gonna do it. So it's do you want the big beautiful ass, or do you want or do you want me to sing? And it's not happening both. And that's fine. That's what I respect about Beyonce, though. Like, I respect Beyonce because Beyonce will straight up be training and singing at the same time. She's like running on her treadmill singing. She's like jumping rope and singing because she knows that it's going to take so much out of her on the road. And she's going to be singing, she's going to be dancing, jumping, and doing all that shit. It's mad respect, man. And people can say all this shit. I didn't know
that. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, people can say all the shit they want about Beyonce, but Bey fucking slays, okay? So y'all can eat it, because fucking Bey slays. I'll stick to that. My stick-to-itiveness is in full effect. So, okay, I know we're a little bit past what we were going to do, but are you down to do a song?
I'm down to do it. I'm down to stay for as long as you need me to. Yeah, let's do it.
Well, usually at 5 o'clock, we usually have people coming in for Cypher Deluxe, which I don't know if anybody's even signed up, so we might not have anybody really even signed up. But I do have some beats that Pizza Jam made a beat. And I do want to play that and even maybe rap over it just because he submitted it. And if you guys have any kind of... Here, let me go back here. And if you guys have any beats or raps or anything you want to share, please do send them in. We'll play them on Cypher Deluxe. And, we played Orbeez a little earlier just out of Cypher Deluxe just because me and Valo were just hanging out and just doing our thing. So... But we usually, if you do have beats and stuff that you guys want to present or any kind of performance that you guys want to present, put them in the Cypher Deluxe. And then on Fridays at 5 p.m., most of the time at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll go in the Discord and we'll present. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna jump over to Cypher Deluxe. We're gonna have Tank is gonna perform a song, and then anybody who wants to perform, please do sign up in the Cypher Deluxe text channel. And you can perform, you can sing a song, you can rap again, or share a beat. And Pizza Jam made a beat, and I think I'm gonna try to rap over it, unless Pizza Jam just wants me to play the beat. But either way, I'll probably
real quick before you get started, I just want to say, for people that are out there, especially if you're in Canada and the Toronto area, I am looking for all kinds of people to work with. I have absolutely no budget, but if you want to do work, let's do work. Beat makers, videographers, editors, social media people, get at me, tankdigs77@gmail.com. Digs with 2 G's. Let's do this.
And also, you guys, anybody who's listening, I'll have all his links in the show notes. And also, anybody in chat right now, there is all his Facebook, his Twitter, his IG, Bandcamp, Spotify. I'm sure you can reach out on one of those platforms, and well, I'm sure you can reach out on Facebook or Twitter or IG, and you'll be able to get a hold of him as well. So there you go. All right, guys. So let's jump on over. I'm gonna play a quick video for you guys while I get set up for Cypher Deluxe. Again, if you're interested in performing or doing anything, if you want to present something, go ahead and jump in. I enjoy. Hell yeah, thanks, y'all. I enjoy. Oh, well, thank you, Papa Sweet, and I appreciate you subbing for 2 months in advance. That's crazy. I appreciate it. That's so appreciated that you have that kind of faith in me. So I appreciate Big Papa, baby. I also want to tell everybody I'm having a 1-year stream anniversary on June 7th. That's my 1-year stream anniversary. We're going to be doing an 8-hour stream, and we're going to be doing interview. We're going to be doing marbles, and then we're going to even be doing a performance with me and Reina are going to perform as well. So she's going to be on my channel with my backgrounds, doing my things with my reverb settings. Okay, quick plug there, and then, all right. So we're going to go, and you guys enjoy this video while me and Tank get set up for the next thing. Tank, if you want to take a bathroom break or something, this is your chance. And then we'll come back, and Tank will perform a song for us, and then we'll kick off Cypher Deluxe. So anybody who wants to perform or whatever. So there we go. That is our plan. Enjoy this video. Wait.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, she's always gone too long. Every time she goes away, wonder this time where she's gone. Wonder if she's gone to stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, she's always gone too long. Every time she goes away. And I know, 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 I know. I'm gonna leave a young thing alone. This ain't no sunshine when
short song though. It's only like the recorded version's only like 2 minutes or something.
Hey guys, today I'm gonna be building an electro funk beat. Oh, hold on, let me do my hair. That vintage shit. Conglomeration right there. All right, that was some videos. All right, guys, what's going on, Tank? What song you gonna be performing?
Well, we're talking a lot about perfect. We're pushing perfect. Let's keep going with perfect.
We're pushing perfect.
It's the perfect song.
It's the perfect song for this occasion. Hold on, let me get you looking better. I got you looking all busted up here, and it's all my fault.
How dare you, sir? How dare you?
I agree. You look cute in that last video. Oh, thanks, sweetie. That was your haircut you gave me. All right. Okay. So, oh no, Valo, we can't see you. Hold on. Let me get Valo in there.
Am I looking still there?
You look down here, whatever.
Right there?
Yeah.
There we go. Now we can see your face, Valo, if you want. It just doesn't.
Tell me when you want to go.
All right. You guys go when you're ready.
Let's start the fucking show, huh?
Let's start this shit, baby.
Perfect. Ooh, I'm gonna need some volume. I just gotta go back. That's not the beginning.
My bad.
North, south, east,
Everything I do and say is perfect. Now you really need to ask yourself, is it worth it? I heard it's not. You took your shot and got. Now you know I'm blowing up the spot. You can feel it in the air, it's hot. Rock with emotion, sway like the ocean. No magic potion will save you from your fate. I'll introduce you to your maker cause you just can't wait. Too little, too late, no time to debate. The clock is running out and I ain't never been late. But you ain't seen great until you see my greatness. Big enough ego, no need to inflate this. So give me room, I need space to create this. Couldn't give a fuck if you rate this. I'm the latest, most greatest. So run a zigzag pattern cause you know I shoot the straightest. You run around like a clown in this town. I didn't get this half of you to bring me down. Don't fuck with the vision, can't fuck with the sound. Now I'm telling you what's really going down. You run around like a clown in this town. I didn't get this half of you to bring me down. Don't fuck with the vision, can't fuck with the sound. Now I'm telling you what's really going down, and that's perfect. I'm scheming. You fuck with my shit, yo, you better be dreaming. Quick to beat you down, now seeing is believing. Quick to lock that door, now you'll never be leaving. Set baby a tag on your toe. Rag in a bottle lit, ready to throw. I'm aiming it for now that open window. Are you ready to go? Cause I'm ready to blow. I'll tell you shit that you'll just never know. Bring me to the king and then I'll overthrow and then I'll fuck the queen. Sight unseen, it's off with the heads. Begin the mutiny. You run around like a clown in this town. I didn't get this half of you to bring me down. Don't fuck with the vision, can't fuck with the sound. Now I'm telling you what's really going down. You run around like a clown in this town. I didn't get this half for you to bring me down. Don't fuck with the vision, can't fuck with the sound. Now I'm telling you what's really going down, and that's perfect. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Light the fuse, now I'm ready to blow. I'm ready to bounce, chillin', smoke an ounce. The facts are all building, the verdict is out. Free of all charges, they will hear me shout. They'll never prove shit now, reasonable doubt. You chase my tail on the hunt for some clout. Now I tell you what it's really all about. I'm a violent gentleman, you'll get that ass into them. These ain't your cards, we know you just rented them. These ain't your bars, cause you're just a simpleton, and that means you're stupid. You wrote 6 lines for 4 bars and then tried to loop it. They told you you beat me, you got duped, kid. Cause if it comes to blows, I'll be rolling up on you and will wipe your nose. I might catch a case now, but you'll catch a cold. I'll tell you again what was already told. I'm a legend in my own time, story foretold. They blessed me with frankincense, myrrh, and gold. And you run around like a clown in this town. I didn't get this half of you to bring me down. Don't fuck with the vision, can't fuck with the sound. Now I'm telling you what's really going down. You run around like a clown in this town. I didn't get this half of you to bring me down. Don't fuck with the vision, can't fuck with the sound. Now I'm telling you what's really going down, and that's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Everything just where I wanted it to be. Sticks. And I'm out. Oh, I was supposed to talk shit at the end. I always forget to do that.
Tank Digs, everybody. Give him some love. Give him some love.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tank. I appreciate that. And there you go. Awesome, man. Thank you so much for blessing us with that. That was awesome. That was so cool, man. So Pizza Man is up next. Pizza Man, do you want to rap over? I know you freestyle. Oh, Mighty, thank you for those 200 biddies. You're too kind. You're too kind. You're 200 biddies too kind. Did you want to, or do you want me just to play the beat and I rap over it? I mean, I know you have flow, Pizza Man, so don't be acting like you ain't got flow, because I heard it. So I don't know if I want to rap. Okay, well then I'm gonna rap over your beat, because if you don't want to do, that's totally fine. Then I will do it, since there's no one else really signed up in here. I'll just do something, then we'll end. We'll rate out. So here we go. We're gonna listen to Pizza Man's beat that he submitted earlier today, because he's cool like that. Again, anybody can submit in the Cypher Deluxe if they're interested. And this is something that Pizza Man did, and he shared it with us. So let's check it out. I'm gonna rap over it just because, you know, I'm not a rapper, but I play one on TV. It's not true either. Let's see if it works. Oh, I gotta be connected to the voice channel. Duh. Okay, here we go. Stupid. All right, let me do this again. Ooh, what was that? You don't have to be muted, guys. You can participate in this. Tank and Valo, if you wanna, like, you don't have to mute yourself. You can be a part of it. You can be a part of this too if you would like. And we're almost done, gentlemen, so I appreciate you guys. You know.
No, I was actually just telling Valo I wish I had brought more instrumentals with me. It would have kept going.
Oh yeah, man. If you want, oh, Pizza Man's in. All right, Pizza Man. You let me know if you change your mind. Otherwise, I'm gonna just start rapping. So we'll see what happens.
What's that channel point that guy saying? Streamlabs, does he have a question for the guest? Use your channel point for Explorer Century.
Here we go. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. Cause I've been blasted and laughing for so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. Me be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking, or you and your homies might be lying and choke. I really hate the trip, but I gotta lope. As they croak, I see myself in the pistol smoke. Fool, I'm the kind of G that little homies wanna be like, on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the street light. Been spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Keep spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Look at the situation that got me facing. I can't live a normal life. I was raised by the streets, so I gotta be down with the hood team. Too much television watching got me I'm educated fool with money on my mind. Got my tan in my hand and a gleam in my eye. I'm a loped out gangster, set tripping banger. Homies are down, so don't arouse my anger. Fool, that ain't nothing but a heartbeat away. I'm living life, do or die. What can I say? I'm 23 now, but will I live to see 24? The way things are going, I don't know. Tell me, why are we so blind
to see that the ones we heard are you and me?
Power and the money, money and the power. Minute after minute, hour after hour. Everybody's running, but half of them ain't looking what's going on in the kitchen. But I know what's cooking. They say I gotta learn, but nobody's here to teach me. If they can't understand it, how can they reach me? I guess they can't, I guess they won't, I guess they frontin'. And that's why my life is out of luck, fool. Keep man
We spend most our lives living in a gangster's paradise. I only remember the Weird Al Yankovic version.
Amish paradise.
We churn butter once or twice. Living in a gangster's paradise. That was honestly going through my head. Like, I'm like, okay, I want to jump in on the chorus. I'm like, shit, the only words I know are the spoof song. I don't even know.
Oh, Pizza Man. Thank you so much for submitting that. I really appreciate that. Again, if anybody has any beats they want to submit, and you don't have to rap over them, but I might rap some old hip hop over them, old rap. So, you know,
I might help him.
it might happen. I might do it. You never know. You never freaking know. Pizza Jam, thank you so much. I do appreciate you participating in this week's Cypher Deluxe by submitting your beat. And of course, we had Orbeez beat, which was pretty cool too, at the beginning. And, you know, we'll play a little Orbeez. Oh, God. This is Orbeez. We listened to this earlier. This was actually really hard to rap Gangster's Paradise over. Anyways, we already listened to Orbeez, so anyways. All right, so who we raiding, everybody? Who we raiding? Let's go back and thank you so much for those biddies, Mighty. You're just too kind. Just too kind. Let's go back and say our proper goodbyes to our guests, Tank Diggs and Valo Infinity. Tank, tell me what you got coming down the pipeline. How can people get a hold of you? If they want to collab? I know you already said that, but we're going. Oh, you got Twitch Vision? Okay, sweet. Oh, you want to raid Twitch Vision? Okay, tight. I know you need to do. I know you're a part of that. Wild but sober. What's up, man? What's up, baby boy? Good to see you.
Yeah. So I got some videos that are ready to drop. I got a video for Deep Inside that's going to be dropping next month, and then I'm Not Safe the month after that. I'm pushing One Trick Pony for the foreseeable future. And you know what? I'm giving you all of the details that I don't tell other people. Ooh. When I went to go record One Trick Pony, it wasn't a 6-song EP. It's a 12-song album.
Dang.
I've only released 6 songs.
Why?
One Trick Pony Part 2 is coming after one is done.
Oh, so you intentionally split it up?
Yeah.
Why?
Multiple reasons. Basically, long story short, we kind of live in a society where people were more interested in singles than full albums.
Yeah.
So I figured this was a way to kind of have the best of both worlds, where I could put out the EPs. It's a little bit smaller. I'll push one song at a time. It'll still do the single thing. Like the single for this month is perfect. I'm pretty sure that came across to the listeners. But yeah, next month we're moving on to Deep Inside, and I intend to go if I have my way. So once again, videographers, video people, get at me. tankdig77@gmail.com, because I intend on doing as much as I possibly can.
Hell yeah. Joker, what's up, baby? It's good to see you, Joker. Thanks for being. Oh, baby Joker, thank you so much for sending that 5 biddies your way.
IG is I Tank Diggs. Best way to get in touch with me is probably there, in all honesty.
Okay, so IG, there it is. I'm gonna go ahead and put your links in the thing there. There's Tank's links, and Joker has got his Glow Stick Willie emotes out, and I'm gonna respond to him with Glow Stick Laser Eyes. The Valo, when's the next time you stream, and what how can people get a hold of your sweet ass?
I have scheduled Vermin Supreme to be on my podcast within the coming
No,
week.
shut up.
Yeah.
Vermin
No,
Supreme? What the fuck? How did you get that motherfucker? I asked.
His booking agent actually hangs out in Aaron's stream. Aaron Goldberg, shout out Aaron Goldberg.
Love Aaron.
So yeah, he's been there a couple times too. Vermin has been there a couple times. And so yeah, I'm gonna have him on in a couple weeks. I'm not sure when yet. I'm talking with his booking agent. We're still working out a date. That should be either this month or early next month.
Yo, Aaron, if you're listening, holler at me too, dog.
Oh, dude,
don't worry, Aaron. We'll get some going.
We love, dude. Aaron is one of the first people who came on the show, as a Twitch stream, and he was like him and his community, which Valo is a part of, and Girl 2.0. That's how we met Girl 2.0, and Mango Bright, and a lot of cool people out of that stream, and he was one of the first. one of the first to come on the show and give me a chance. And his community came over and just gave me all these follows, and we're just so nice. And I just love Aaron. And yeah, anyways, I think I've only subbed to him in 6-month increments. Yeah, man, I feel you. You know, it's just this last. I had to like make some cuts. It sucks when you're like looking at your monthly budget and you're just like, oh shit, I got to make some cuts. And I had to cut Aaron out just because I never get to see him anymore. Like every time he comes on, so I never see him.
I know.
I'm sorry, Aaron. I
Very
love
rare.
you. I feel ashamed for even admitting
Very precious when he does come on for 5 hours, 6 hours, and give us all a banger.
Hell yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. So, anyways, it's subbing is a weird thing, anyways. But you know, I appreciate it. But anybody who's here that's not subbed, you do not feel like you have to sub to this channel. It's just it's just, you know. Anyways, it's a free thing. This is free. Don't feel like you have to do anything to be here. Yeah. So, anyways, so Valo has an amazing guest coming up, and anything else you want to say?
No, I mean, let me. Okay, today I sold my first piece of artwork for actual money.
Nice.
So I'm kind of happy about that. I do have a shop. All my links are located on my link tree or around my Twitter. So at Valo Infinity on Twitter, at Valo Infinity on Instagram. You can find my website there, and that kind of stuff leads to all my art. It also leads to my podcast. It also leads to all my videos. Anything I put out, usually up on my website. So yeah, that stuff's there. So yeah.
My broke ass. Oh, shut up. Wild but sober. You know what? Wild but sober. I meant to respond to you, but I did that wrong. Thank you, Reina. I meant
Joker. I'm fish.
Goat, are you fish? Yeah, and so Wild but sober. Your music is your sub. The fact that you allow me to play your music whenever I feel like on my podcast and on my stream, that's your sub. That's your lifetime sub. So don't ever feel like you have to sub. And by the way, you are currently subbed. So.
Just an FYI for Joker there. Goat versus Fish has been on my podcast. So if you wanted to check that out, that's up on YouTube. You could just follow those links that I gave earlier over to the YouTube and watch that video.
I didn't know. I don't even know who that is. I feel like I need to know who that is. Goat versus Fish. Oh, by the way, Mikulski is going to be on the podcast Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this Monday, Mikulski, a Russian loop artist and bass player. We got Scott Tournay from Grace Potter and the Nocturnals coming on Thursday, the 27th. And then, of course, May 30th, we have a live music stream with JT and the Conspiracy, where I'll be playing keys and probably not going to sing because I was listening back and that singing was terrible. All right, guys, we are going to raid whoever Reina said that and whoever she said to do. So, I didn't do it. Oh, Fairy Live's show. Yeah, Mikulski's awesome. If you guys are into stuff like looping and stuff, that is the spot. That is the spot to be. It's a good time. It's just a fun, good time. Mikulski's worried about his English, and I told him not to worry about it. We've had plenty of people where English was their second language on the show. So it's going to be fun. We're going to have a good ass time. All right. We're going to... I don't know who Fairy Live Show is, but that's who we're raiding. So let's go over there and say hi. Here's your raid calls. The We Raid Good. Vote 27. Oh, that's Reina. So go and vote for number 27 for... What's it called, Reina? Twitch something? I don't remember what it's called. Twitch Vision? Is that what it's called? It's like Eurovision, but Twitch Vision. So there's a thing that's going on right now. There's a competition. So go and vote for number 27, which is Reina and my song, 'Cause You're My Baby. It would be much appreciated if everybody goes and gets that vote in. So yeah, Twitch Vision, it's a song contest. Yes, indeeder dooder. All right, guys, we will see you Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, I got to do this as well because I've been not doing this. All right, guys. We'll see you over there. Bye-bye, everyone. All right, guys. Let me...